block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com. The Art Lewis Show is presented by Westside Decorating Center.
Good morning and welcome to the Art Lewis Show. Folks, it's Friday. We have made it to the end of the week. It's Matt Felan with the Great Lakes Bay Regional Alliance back once again, filling in for Art, who's out today. And folks, I'm going to give you guys a pre-warning. We're going to spend a lot of time together. Coming up, I'm going to have the show for about 7 days in early November, as Art is going to be on a nice vacation out west. But I'll tell you what, as I was listening coming in this morning, I couldn't help but notice the plethora of political ads on the radio. And of all things, Art decided to take election week off and to leave me with the show on election day and the days following. Gee, thanks, Art. That's just the days that are going to be pretty fascinating. But I don't know about all of you. I will be happy to get back to some good old soda pop ads and some beer ads and some ads for some Doritos. Wow, has it been quite the election cycle. And I will tell you guys further, I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bleary-eyed this morning. I'm looking at the clock. It's 9:12 a.m. Got home at about 12:30 last night. I made the trek down to Detroit. An old buddy of mine, we kind of looked at each other and said, wow, we have not been in the playoffs at home in 10 years. Imagine if we wait another 10 years before there's a home game. We kind of looked at each other and said, how old will we be? So we did it. We made the trek. I'll tell you guys, last night, Detroit was nothing short of spectacular. It was a home opener for the Red Wings at 8, the Tigers game at 6. The city was vibrant. It was crowded. The bars, the restaurants. It's just got a spirit right now in Detroit that was absolutely awesome to be a part of. Great baseball game. If you love the sport of baseball, it was a phenomenal game. We came up short. The crowd was epic, and we were just always one hit away from kind of having a magical night there. But it was very cool. But what kind of got me thinking about is just kind of the entire renaissance we've seen, not only in Detroit, but across the state of Michigan. And the Great Lakes Bay region has also been home to that type of renaissance. If you think, I grew up in Bay City, and I always kind of laugh when I cross, Vets Bridge going into downtown Bay City, and I look to the left and I just think, wow, look at how downtown Bay City's exploded in the last 20 years. And then I look to the right and there's Uptown, and then I just start laughing because when I grew up, those were abandoned warehouses and green buildings with broken glass for my entire childhood. And to see how Bay City has exploded, and then you see what's happening in Saginaw, and you can see the work that has been done by folks like Doc Shaheen and Sam and Pete Shaheen and Dick Garber and Herb Spence, and whether it's the new Delta campus or what's happened at SVRC, and the hope of what the medical diamond and that $200 million investment will be. And then you go to Midland and you see the explosion of Midland and how downtown Midland has tripled, quadrupled in size. You see the reinvestments that are being made. And then our friends over in Isabella County, if you have not been to downtown Mount Pleasant, it is quaint. It is gorgeous. So many great places to eat, things to do. You continue to see that rise. And then you just kind of take it all back and go, well, these things are great, but where are the jobs? And right now, folks, I have never seen the region primed for such growth, because whether it's Corning coming into West Saginaw County with 1,100 jobs, if you see the investment that Dow's making with their new R&D facilities upwards of $1 billion, companies like SK Siltron over in Bay City sitting at a few hundred employees, but really primed for growth. And then you just see industries, like the wood chipping industry in Isabella County with companies like Moorbark and Bandit and the growth that they've had. The region is really in a phenomenal spot. But at the end of the day, folks, it doesn't function unless we have talent, unless we have great people. So I'm going to be joined this hour by, it's a packed house. I'm not going to lie. It is a packed house here in the studio. I have Greg Lamar with Saginaw Future. I have Amy Fee with Morley. I have Max Dardis with Great Lakes Bay Health Centers. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe we have Katie Mora with Middle Michigan Development Corporation on the phone. Good morning, Katie. You out there?
Good morning. Yes. How are you?
We are great. Thank you so much for joining. So I'm going to start with Greg in studio. big picture, Greg, for our listeners, can you remind everyone who is Saginaw Future and what do you do as an organization?
Saginaw Future is an economic development organization for the county of Saginaw and the city of Saginaw. We also have municipal contracts with 16 local municipalities. And bottom line, like in traditional economic development, our goal is to help businesses expand and then attract new businesses. As our economy has changed and some of our other things have changed, we've done some non-traditional economic development, which includes housing, which includes daycare, and talent attraction and business attraction. So today we're going to talk more about the Coming Home events, which focuses on talent attraction and, more importantly, talent retention in the region. And we can talk more.
Yeah, thanks, Greg. And Katie, same question for you, because Middle Michigan Development Corporation looks a little bit different in terms of your geography, and you've really morphed here over the course of the last 12 to 24 months. For our listeners, can you talk about just not only what Middle Michigan Development Corporation does, but which areas of the region do you represent?
Yeah, I think Greg did a really nice job of kind of covering the type of work that we do. Middle Michigan is similar to Saginaw Future. We focus on a lot of the same goals and initiatives and work together really well across the region. But over the last couple of years, Middle Michigan has grown. We have gone from 2 counties that we cover, Isabella and Clare County, all the way to Gladwin and now Osceola counties as well. So it's been really exciting to see our footprint grow and the work that we do be really valuable, not just to the 2 counties we originally served, but now as 4 counties, being able to work with a variety of communities and people and really continue to spread the Middle Michigan message.
So, Katie, I'm going to kind of start with you as we talk about homecoming, we talk about talent. So first off, if we're not mistaken, Greg and I were chatting, it is homecoming weekend officially at CMU this weekend, correct?
It is. Yeah, we're excited. Fire up chips.
Yes, it's and I'm going to plead ignorance. Who do we play this weekend? Who do we have tomorrow? Do you know off the top of your head?
Oh, man. I believe we're playing a team from Ohio. I've been so focused on our Coming Home event. That's about as far as my details go on who we're playing this weekend.
And I'm going to give you a pass. We haven't had a chance to chat, but for you listeners, I announced high school football and happened the other day to be announcing a Mount Pleasant team. And I looked down at my sheet when I saw a number and I saw this Mora kid in on a nice tackle. And it kind of hit me. I'm like, oh, that must be Katie's son. So you're going to get a double reprieve because we always focus on our own kids' games. So
yes,
with homecoming being at CMU, you guys really take advantage of that to host a big event that you guys call Coming Home in Isabella County that's really designed to do 2 things, and would love for you to talk about it. But how do we get those talented folks who are originally from our community or went to CMU or they lived in our community and they've left? How do we get them to come home? Or even how do we convince those kids that are finishing school at CMU right now, or finishing school at our universities and colleges? How do we get them to stay? Talk about your event today, where it's at, what time, all the nitty gritty details. But I think even more importantly, Katie, if you could share why this is so important to developing talent and retaining talent in our region.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are excited. Our event is today from 3 to 5 at the Courtyard Marriott here in Mount Pleasant. And when we started putting these events together back in 2018 and 2019, we knew that if we were going to do this here in Mount Pleasant, it needed to be on CMU's homecoming weekend, because the intent of our Coming Home events really is to make sure that those who have had an opportunity to be in our community have the opportunity to come back to the community. What's really always been interesting to me is that students who attend Central often see the value for families in Mount Pleasant. And so know that it's a community that later down the road, they really could see themselves in, but not necessarily knowing how to make that connection or how to come back. And so when we started doing these events, we really looked at coming home being something that would allow us to better connect with those returning for homecoming specifically, and make sure that they knew that there's a lot of really great things going on here, and there's a lot of really great career opportunities for them as well. So that was really how we started this event. But then we also decided that we wanted to make sure the students who were attending Central in particular knew that we wanted them to stay. Our retention rate really wasn't that high. I think it was about 6% of our students who were graduating from Central were staying in the area. And we knew that if we could even increase that by a couple of percentage points, that could be really valuable for our population overall. And I don't think it's a secret that our population across the region has had some challenges. And so this, again, seemed like a great way for us to really focus in on attraction and retention of students. And over the years, we've seen really great results from the event. We're expecting over 150 career seekers today, both a mix of returning alumni, but also those who've gone to other educational institutions across the region, and then students who are graduating and who are looking for career opportunities right here in our service area. So we're really excited about that. And we're excited that when we go into those classrooms now, we have students who say to us that they really like this community, and they're excited that somebody is asking them to consider staying.
So, Katie, for those that are listening, if they have family, if they have that son or daughter, grandchild, niece, nephew that's back in town here today for all of the great CMU homecoming festivities, and they're hearing this going, gosh, I would love if my grandchild can move back to this area. They just need a job. Can they still go to today's event? What do they need to do? What website should they go to so they can pass along? Because I'm guessing there's someone driving right now that's going, gosh, this is a great opportunity. How can we still get people out to today's event?
Yes, so they can literally show up at the Courtyard Marriott at 3 o'clock today or anytime between 3 and 5, or they can go to discovergreatlakesbay.com and register and upload a resume. They can encourage their loved one to do that. But that is exactly what we hope happens. We hope somebody is listening to this and that they have a family member or a friend in mind that has moved away, and this serves as a great opportunity to invite them to come back and connect with some of our really amazing world-class employers from across our side of the region.
Great. Well, thank you, Katie. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to hear about the other event taking place for Coming Home in Saginaw on October 24th.
Join us for the 4th Annual Covenant Kids Gala on Friday, October 18th at the Horizon Center. An elegant evening of live music and fine dining. All proceeds from this black tie event will benefit Covenant Children's Hospital and support the purchase of a voice-activated ultrasound machine, a leading-edge technology used to diagnose and treat critically ill children, providing them with the best possible care. Make a difference in the lives of our littlest patients and join us for the annual Covenant Kids Gala, supporting extraordinary care for every generation. Tickets available through next week.
This is Sonia with Feges Interiors, and I'm here to invite you to check out our recently renovated window treatment gallery. Along with custom draperies and top treatments, we now offer a range of America's most popular brands of blinds and shades like Hunter Douglas. We have an array of smart home compatible, energy-efficient designs that are available at everyday low pricing. We can even cover those odd-shaped windows with style. For over 24 years, I've helped my clients create custom, one-of-a-kind window treatments, and now I'm able to offer complete room design with Feges Interiors. Through December 1st, save an additional $75 per shade on select styles with motorization. Visit our website to schedule your complimentary consultation and enjoy 50% off professional installation. Or visit our ever-changing showroom at Feges Interiors, 4946 Burl Drive in Saginaw.
Shop Meijer for monster deals and spooky savings this week. Save on red or golden delicious, Empire, Fuji, Gala, and Macintosh apples. Mix and match and fill your tote bag for 79 cents a pound. From creepy to just plain silly, our selection of kids' costumes are 25% off. And Halloween snack-size non-chocolate candy is only $3.49 per bag. Shop these frighteningly good deals and more, in-store or in the Meijer app. Exclusions apply.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report. The producer price index for September is mixed. Inflation at the wholesale level was flat in September from August, and core PPI, excluding food and energy, rose 0.2%. Both of those numbers improved. However, the PPI for the year ending in September increased to 1.8%, and core PPI rose to 2.8%. The numbers have cooled significantly from 2.5 years ago. The annual PPI peaked at 11.7% in March of 2022, and core PPI also peaked that month at 9.7%. Both JP Morgan Chase and Wells Fargo are reporting stronger earnings than expected for the summer quarter. Banks' profits from lending are expected to decline because the Fed lowered interest rates. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Kosilva. Invested in you.
Hi, I'm Ron Kraszewski, Chairman and CEO of Speical. Financial advisors, let's face it, if you're not growing your practice, you're losing market share. Speical is a growing, entrepreneurial, advisor-centric firm built for successful advisors like you. There's a reason why 148 financial advisors joined Speical last year. Come join us and find out why Speical is the firm where success meets success. Visit www.choosestifel.com.
Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member SIPC and NYSE.
Chances are you're not hearing this ad while topping 100 in your Aston Martin or taking a spin around town in your Rolls Royce. But if you are, then Donald Trump's tax plan is for you. Just ask him.
You're rich as hell. We're going to give you a tax cut?
But if you're hearing this on your way to work or school pickup, if you're heading to the grocery store or wondering how long you can stretch that tank of gas, then your plan is Kamala Harris's plan. She'll make the wealthy and big corporations pay their fair share so she can give the middle class a tax cut, as well as $25,000 for first-time home buyers, $6,000 for first-time parents, and a $50,000 tax deduction for starting a new business. Because that guy in the cyber truck that just zoomed by doesn't need another break. But Kamala Harris knows you sure could use one. Paid for by FFPAC, ffpac.org, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. FFPAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Good morning and welcome back to the Art Lewis Show. It's Matt Felan with the Great Lakes Bay Regional Alliance filling in for Art today. And folks, it's contest time. You have the chance to win a European getaway by entering keywords in the contest box at WSGW.com. Right now, enter this word to qualify for the random drawing. The word this hour, folks, is listen. Again, the word this hour is listen. Listen. It is time to listen. This European getaway is an Alpha Media company-wide contest. You must be 18 or older to play. One winner will be chosen at the end of the contest. Complete rules can also be found at WSGW.com. And the contest ends on October 18th. Again, this hour, that word to enter for the random drawing, WSGW.com, is listen. So as you're doing your contests and you're putting that listen word in, it's also time for you to listen about the importance of talent and keeping and bringing talent back home. So Greg Lamar with Saginaw Future also with us today. So just like our friends in Mount Pleasant have their coming home event today around homecoming, you guys are hosting an event for the east side of the Great Lakes Bay region on October 24th. Can you talk about that event, how many years it's been in place? And again, for the listeners that are listening today that really want their family to come back home or to stay here, tell us about that event, how they can take part and meet with employers.
Well, before I go any further, I just would like to acknowledge the sponsors of both events. That without their support, none of this would be taking place. The Michigan Economic Development Corporation, Hemlock Semiconductor Corporation, and the Saginaw Community Foundation all sponsored both events. We can't thank them enough. Coming Home East Michigan, which is essentially for Aranac Bay, Midland, and Saginaw, began in 2018 at Saginaw Valley State University. We've come full circle now. We host the event at Pierce Road Bar and Grill, which is adjacent to Saginaw Valley State University, which is fantastic. It's a fun location. Studies show that younger folks, younger professionals who we're targeting, they like informal settings. So this way, you get a couple of drink tickets, some hors d'oeuvres, and it's more of a mixer as opposed to a traditional job fair. We're targeting young professionals, white collar positions, skilled trades, and construction. We probably have at this stage almost 30 employers. That's our goal. We just have a couple to finalize. So we have world-class employers that are looking for specific positions to fill, and that's what we pride ourselves in. It might not be quantity, but it's certainly quality. So some of these employers, they have these hard-to-fill positions, and they're able to target that one or two jobs that really has an impact on them. Some folks too, they also wind up with 10, 15 great candidates. But it's October 24th, 3 to 5 at the Pierce Road Bar and Grill. You can register at discovergreatlakesbay.com. Also, if you want to be eligible for a great prize, we're going to have some great tech prizes. You have to register. Also, it's to your advantage if you're a participant to register in advance, upload your resumes, and we provide that to all the employers.
Great. Thank you, Greg. I think, what's cool about this morning is we're going to transition to talk about actual stories of people who have left the Great Lakes Bay region and come back. And so, Amy Fee, I'm going to start with you. Amy is with Morley. Amy, tell us your story. Tell us that story of, leaving the Great Lakes Bay region and then coming back and what made you do so. We'd love to, for our listeners, just get an idea of kind of what goes through those decision processes as, people think about what they're going to do with their lives and where they're going to live. So tell us that story. When did you leave?
Well, I actually never started here. I was deemed a transplant by you lovely native Great Lakes region folks. So I'm initially from Monroe, Michigan, and came and chose the Great Lakes Bay region because I went to Saginaw Valley State University. So I was able to play soccer there, fell in love with the campus, the housing, the location as well. Wasn't too far away from family that way. Had a fantastic experience there, was able to be a resident assistant a few different years, just absolutely loved it. And I guess my portion of leaving, if you will, was for a couple different internships down in Detroit. So love the big city. I think that's where everyone wants to be, all the fun things going on. But man, the traffic is interesting. And at the end of the day, I was able to have an opportunity. So a lot of my connections, I think, in the Great Lakes Bay region is essentially what brought me back. So I was able to be the graduate assistant at SVSU. So work on furthering my education, making more connections. And I was focusing on being our employer partnership, kind of building those relationships with other companies in the region, which is how I found Morley, my current employer as of today. So ultimately found a job that I loved, found a church that I loved, and my husband and I play in the praise band there. So met him there as well. And those are a couple of the anchors of what ultimately has kept me here for the past 5 years. And it's been an amazing ride. Don't see ourselves going anywhere anytime soon.
So I love this story because I think it's a story of a lot of our kids that end up coming to, especially the four-year institutions. And it could be anywhere from Northwood, SVSU, CMU, Alma. Tell me, when you came here as a freshman, did you have in your mind, oh, I'm going to come up to that area and go to school, and I'm going to stay there? I think, did you have that in your mind, or did you kind of come in with that preconceived notion of, well, that's where I'm going to go to school, but then I'm going to go see the world, or I'm going to go somewhere else, and this is just that temporary spot? Kind of what was your mindset there?
Door B on that one for sure. I was not planning on staying in the area. But ultimately, again, it's been an incredible ride for us. My husband and I and our kiddos really love being outside in the outdoors. So being able to travel up to the UP and not be too far away, and all of our family lives at least 2 hours away. So to get to Grand Rapids easily, to get over to, Detroit area easily, down to Ohio easily, where I'm from, we can still be friends.
Oh, man, that is unnecessary.
I know. I'm sorry.
I apologize, all you listeners. If anyone just crashed off the road hearing that Ohio reference, our deepest apologies. None of us want that on a Friday.
No liability.
So uncalled for, Amy.
Hey, I just want to be honest here, right? This is an honest, transparent conversation.
Yes, it is. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect.
But yeah, I was actually had thoughts of moving overseas after graduation, actually. So again, Morley was a huge anchor for me and just had a lot of opportunities there from a growth perspective. Absolutely love my Morley family. And like I said, our church aspect and truly the travel piece, being able to get to our family from all different areas and routes makes life so much easier for us here in Midland.
So do you think, and this is a question I have, do you think we as a region, whether it's leaders like Greg Lamar at a Saginaw Future, whether it's leaders inside of our universities, do we need to do a better job connecting with students while they're here to try to show them why this is a great place that they can stay at, a great place to raise their family, a great place to start their career? Do you think we have to do a better job communicating that or creating programs or kind of dialogues about, hey, you just don't have to come here for school. You have great opportunity. As a student who was there, do you think that's a spot where we could all potentially take advantage of?
I do think so. I think a part of that is the initiative of the students, like that's on them too, to an extent, right? To really get out there and experience the region that we have and understand what our region is even capable of and has here. But at the same time, to get a little helping hand and a little boost there, I think could absolutely be beneficial. I remember while I was a college student, there were companies from Detroit who were busing us down to Detroit, which ultimately led me to my internships down there. So there's other companies and other regions who are doing that and kind of getting talent even outside of their own region today to be proactive. So I think that's absolutely something as a starting point, focusing on who we have here and educating them while they're here. But then even going beyond our region to help to educate people, because unless a lot of times people are coming to Frankenmuth, right, or potentially to come over to a very big concert or something, a lot of people aren't just picking, oh, let's go over to the Great Lakes Bay region. Let's just check it out. So there can definitely be some work there, but it's a great place to be. So hopeful to help get the word out. And I know the Great Lakes Bay Region Alliance is doing awesome work on that.
Great. Well, we are going to take another break, but when we come back, we are all going to learn the story of Max Dardis.
It's that time again. Time to get our Medicare plans figured out for next year.
The onslaught of TV commercials, phone calls, the piles of direct mail. I just want a person here locally I can look in the eye, that I can trust to help me.
Independent agent Tim Zackley with Secure Asset Insurance in Bay City can help. They specialize in Medicare supplements, Medigap, Medicare Advantage, prescription drug plans, hospital indemnity policies, and life insurance. Get insurance that's exactly the way it should be. Visit them at senior-protector.com.
Mutually beneficial. Synergy. Enlightened self-interest. There's lots of philosophies and jargon out there, but I'm just going to say it plainly. When your business joins the Saginaw County Chamber of Commerce, you get something and the Chamber gets something. You get promotion opportunities for your business. The Chamber gets a new member, which strengthens our network. You get leads and connections to grow your business. Your business becomes a Chamber connection to share. You get discounts and special offers from other Chamber members. Your business shares discounts and special offers with the Chamber. You get access to policymakers and legislators who set business regulations. The Chamber adds your voice to our collective voice, making it loud enough for them to hear. And beginning October 1st, if your business invests in a Chamber membership for next year, we'll give you the rest of this year for free. See, it's simple. Join the Saginaw County Chamber of Commerce. It's a win-win. SaginawChamber.org, elevating our community through business since 1863.
He's a one-timer, he scores! It's a first-period hat trick for Michael Misa, and it's 4-0.
Saturday night hockey is back at the Dow Event Center, and the Rangers roll into town. The Saginaw Spirit look to keep their dominance in the Western Conference as one of the OHL's hottest teams. They welcome the Kitchener squad on Saturday with rising stars of their own. Michael Misa in the Spirit, Trent Swick and the Rangers. Saturday at 7:05. Secure your seats at SaginawSpirit.com.
Let me take a moment to talk about my friends at Quick Lane Freeland next to my car dealer, McDonald Ford. This is where you can get all of your routine maintenance done. Oil changes, brakes, tires, batteries, and they work on all makes and models of cars, not just Fords. Chevys, Toyotas, Hondas, Jeeps, Dodge, you name it. They keep them all in tip-top shape. And here is a tip from Quick Lane Freeland.
Do you suffer from allergies? Did you know FrigiFresh kills germs in your vehicle's air conditioning system? FrigiFresh is a hospital-grade disinfectant that controls pollen, molds, and mildew inside your car. It's only $20 and takes less than 10 minutes for the treatment. You can get Friggy Fresh at Quick Lane next to McDonald Ford in Freeland. Just stop in. No appointment needed.
Quick Lane Freeland, right next to McDonald Ford, working on all makes and models of cars.
Inflation, energy costs. It's all making things harder for Michigan families. Liberal Kristen McDonald Rivet made them worse. McDonald Rivet voted for legislation that nearly doubles the average electric bill for Michiganders to the tune of over $2,700 a year. And instead of helping American companies, she voted to give $125 million of our tax dollars to a Chinese company. That company plans to import Chinese workers, even give them housing. How nice for the Chinese, huh? We're getting screwed, and McDonald Rivet took care of number one, herself. She voted herself a big fat pay raise. That's liberal Kristen McDonald Rivet, making things harder for us and helping herself, not you. Paid for by Congressional Leadership Fund and not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.congressionalleadershipfund.org. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
You are with WSGW in the Stormmaster Exterior Studios. And you are listening to WSGW Online, presented by Stormmaster Exteriors.
Good morning and welcome back to the Art Lewis Show. It's Matt Felan with the Great Lakes Bay Region Alliance filling in for Art. The Art Lewis Show is sponsored by Westside Decorating Center. When you have a chance, head out on State Street over to the fine professionals at Westside Decorating Center for any kind of flooring and home needs. They do amazing work, and I will tell you, my wife and I have dropped a few dollars of late. Phenomenal staff, showroom. Thank you for your sponsorship of the Art Lewis Show. So the listenership of this show has exploded over the course of the last 5 minutes. Everyone heard that we were going to hear the Max Stardust story, and I mean, it's off the charts now. The needle is high. Everyone wants to know the Max Stardust story. So Max, good morning. He's with Great Lakes Bay Health Centers. Tell us your story of why you're here in the Great Lakes Bay region, why you either stayed or left and came back or both. But everyone wants to know. Kind of tell us your story, Max.
Sure, absolutely. So I'm a lifelong resident of Bay County. I grew up here. My family has a deep history in this area. We immigrated from Poland in 1870, so we've been here a while. But I grew up here, went to Bay City Western, and I was one of the kids that, at some point I'm like, I got to get out of here. So I went to Michigan State, go green,
go white.
And then I ended up living in Metro Detroit for almost a decade. And it was great. I had some really cool jobs. But I also commuted about 3 to 4 hours every single day. And that got really old. And it was, several years into that where, I was like, what are we doing here? It was about the time I was about to have my first child, and I didn't know anything about raising kids, and I didn't really have any family in the area. So decided, wife and I decided, let's move up north temporarily. We were like, let's spend, 2 years in Bay City. We've got our friends, we got our family. We'll learn this kid thing, and then we'll move on. We're planning on moving to the East Coast.
Quick side note, I don't mean to interrupt you, but everyone wants to know, did you learn the kid thing first?
I did.
You got it?
I learned that. I learned it enough to have two, actually. I've got a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old.
And they're good and healthy and all's well right now?
Yeah, the injuries will heal, but everything's
okay,
good.
so good. We got that cleared. So you figured out the kid thing. Keep going.
So we were planning on being here a little bit and then taking off. And then a global pandemic happened. You might have heard about it. But that kind of all of a sudden put a pause to all my plans. And moving 1,000 miles any direction seemed like a weird thing to do at that time. So I said, you know what, let's see what's here. So we decided to stay, really. I found a job at Great Lakes Bay Health Centers, which I just absolutely love. My commute's about 15 minutes now, which is really incredible. And put some roots down in the community. I joined a fire department. Got involved in a lot of different other things. So it's just been incredible. There's no geographic boundary on talent, and we have some of the most incredible people on earth that work at Great Lakes Bay Health Centers. Just really motivated people, and we serve the community every day.
So, I love something that you said there, which really resonates with me. And as we wrap up this hour, I'll talk about it a little bit, because I'm the exact story that you guys are. I grew up in the region, left, and I was never coming back, and then had kids and moved back. But one of the things that I found, I lived in the Richmond, Virginia area for quite a bit, and we always found it very difficult to get involved. We really felt like outsiders. We and in Virginia, it's funny. They have a term: you're either a Yankee or a damn Yankee. A Yankee is someone from the north who comes down to the south, but they go home. Damn Yankee, someone who comes from the north, goes to the south and stays. So they were kind of like, oh, you're a damn Yankee. You're not leaving. But we always kind of felt like outsiders there. But when we moved home, have found that it's so easy to get involved, and people, and there's so many opportunities. Isn't that great? I'll ask it for both Max and Amy here. Don't you find it really simple, if you really want to get involved and make a difference and be a part of this community, that you can in a community our size?
Absolutely. And beyond that, it's great to get involved and care for a community that you love. You know what I mean? Being from here, knowing people, just in general, caring for the community where you came from, and supporting the people that you love is really great and important for me.
Agreed. I mean, from a professional development perspective, the young leadership, groups that are out there, the volunteering opportunities that are out there, it's insane. It's been an absolute pleasure. And there's a lot of resources online too, if you're not sure how to get involved or what to do. One that I've recently been accustomed to or learned a little bit more about is GreatLakesBayParents.com. So just for a lot of opportunities, as you're mentioning, right? Raising a child and what in the world to do with this, 3-month-old human now. It's a lot of great opportunities that just shows, hey, over here in this area, or we're having, this reading here at this library, and come to this free event. And for ways to also, when you're stepping into that new journey, how to make those connections. And then it just snowballs from there.
Well, this was a big time, because the Max Stardust story is no doubt going to win us the rating sweepstakes, as people heard. An important story. It's great to hear both of these, because everyone has a unique story, a unique reason why they came back. I think more important, why we stay here. So we're going to finish this conversation, but we're going to take one final break here on the Art Lewis Show.
When's the last time you had your air ducts cleaned? When it comes to your home cleaning checklist, air ducts are easy to miss. Out of sight, out of mind. But if you find yourself dusting a lot or want to reduce allergies in your home, it's time for a cleaning from the Mod Team. Protecting your indoor air quality is simple and quick.
Modernistic, simple and quick. We're the first with experience and quality.
Schedule at modernistic.com and get $75 off air duct cleaning with offer code FRESH75.
If you are a veteran or a family member of a veteran, please listen to this important information. Individuals from the Saginaw County Veterans Service Office, Michigan Veterans Trust Fund, and YMCA are here to help. The Veterans Service Office, located in the Saginaw YMCA, is open Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. till 3 p.m., and can assist with accessing state and federal services. Once you visit the service officer, the YMCA Veterans Coordinator can assist with additional needs like educational programs, transportation, access to our food pantry, a YMCA membership, and more. You have served our country. Now let us serve you. Imagine a child, brave and strong, but facing a critical illness. Now, imagine the extraordinary care they receive at Covenant Children's Hospital. On Friday, October 18th, you can be part of that story at the 4th Annual Covenant Kids Gala held at the Horizons Conference Center. This elegant black tie event features a spectacular live show band, a delicious 4-course meal, and exciting festivities. But the real magic happens because of you. Proceeds support Covenant Healthcare and their mission to provide the highest level of care for our region's little patients. This year, your support goes even further. It helps purchase a state-of-the-art, voice-activated ultrasound machine for the pediatric ICU. Imagine the difference. Reduce stress for young patients, improved efficiency for the medical team, and better outcomes for every child. Be a part of this meaningful event. Visit covenanthealthcare.com/CKGala for tickets and more information. October 18th at the Horizons Conference Center. Covenant Kids Gala, supporting extraordinary care for every generation.
Being a small business owner today is tough. Our costs keep going up.
Then you need to check Wildfire Credit Union's Business Visa. It's designed specifically for businesses just like yours with rates from 10.9% APR so you can invest in what matters most, growing your business. And when you open a new business visa at Wildfire before the end of the year, you'll get $200 cash back.
A 10.9% APR and $200 cash back? That sounds like a great deal.
And did I mention the rewards? You'll earn cash back on every purchase, which can be accessed anytime in your online banking account.
What about fees?
There's no annual fee, and they have free online banking to manage your account 24/7.
Wow, I better head over to Wildfire Credit Union and apply.
Visit our website at wildfirecu.org or stop by any branch to learn more. Your business deserves the best, and we've got you covered. Get the card that means business, our low-rate business visa. APR equals annual percentage rate. Must have 10 card transactions in the first 6 months of card opening to qualify for $200 cash back. Card subject to credit approval. Certain restrictions may apply.
It's never too soon to get a jump on your holiday shopping, especially at Meijer. Start saving this week with our earliest holiday deals and get over 40% off on items like Mr. Coffee Coffee Maker or SodaStream Terra Machine. Start checking off your list and get 20% off on select toys like Nerf and Series Dart Blasters, Play-Doh play sets, and assorted puzzles. Shop even more great gift ideas like these in the Meijer Holiday Gift Guide, available on Meijer.com, in-store, or in the Meijer app. Exclusions apply.
Welcome back to the Art Lewis Show. It's Matt Felan with the Great Lakes Bay Regional Alliance, and I have been joined by a merry cast this morning. Greg Lamar with Saginaw Future, Max Dardis with Great Lakes Bay Health Centers, and Amy Fee with Morley. So, Greg, I want to turn it back to you. You know, as we talk about these events and we talk about talent, I mean, that's really what the discussion's about. And Amy and Max are a great story. Talented people that either were educated from higher education in our region, or born, bred, and raised in our region. We came back. This region is always, you know, what I think separates us is our people. And we have incredibly talented people. And people talk about the talent war and the areas in the country that are thriving economically and are having prosperities because they have talent. Our region, I always say, has a great advantage in that we are home to over 50,000 college students on a daily basis. Amy's a great story. Comes from Monroe, comes up here. She's here. We have the talent here. It's in our university system. Every single year, our colleges, they're here. Are we doing enough here in the region, Greg, number one, to grow talent like Max, two, to keep talent like Amy, or three, to bring new talent that just hasn't been here? And are things like these 1,100 jobs at Corning, you know, kind of the, if you build it, he will come, right? The premise here is if we have the jobs, people are going to come here. How are we doing on the talent front from both, to be fair to you, from a Saginaw perspective and a regional perspective?
We have incredible partners here, and it's not if you build it, they will come. It's being built, and it's impressive. And not just Corning, but Hemlock Semiconductor, SK Siltron. Next year, we have incredible world-class employers here. So there's opportunities to have that career that you've always wanted. You don't have to wait to have your dream house 2 or 3 years. You have an incredible home, things to do. But we have so many partners working together to accentuate what we already have and develop what we need. I mean, we have Saginaw Valley State University. We have Delta College, who's also hosting a job fair on October 24th. We have Northwood University, Michigan Works. I mean, you can just go right on down the line. And the key is everyone working together, pulling in the same direction and accentuating what we have, and then filling in the gaps if there's some things that we needed, just like this Coming Home job fair or hiring mixer. It's been in existence for 6 years. We had a couple bumps in the road during COVID, but it's always been a very successful event, and we expect it to be even better this year.
So, Max, going to turn to you for our listeners. Tell them one thing that you just love about this region that keeps you here, that you're like, you can't imagine leaving because you love this so much. Well, give us something that you love to that level.
It's the people here. I've lived and worked in a lot of different areas, and there's just a tough, spunky, fighting spirit of the Bay City, Bay regional area. I can't say enough about the people and just where I work at Great Lakes. They're just so passionate about serving, and that's just something you don't find everywhere.
Amy, same question for you. For our listeners, want to know what this downriver girl is doing here in the Great Lakes Bay region. Tell us something that you love about here.
For the record, I love people too, but I can't just steal Max's answer. So additional answer for me would be the access to just everything we have in nature around here, to be honest. If you want to go fishing, we've got the bay. If you want to go kayaking, we've got all the opportunities. We've got the rivers, so on and so forth. There's so many parks in the region, the area to utilize. If you want to have equestrian classes, you can. And the arts is another huge piece I think is underrated or maybe not well educated on of what we have as opportunities here. Pottery classes to art festivals we have to participating in plays and musicals across the region. I mean, we've talked about family a lot. I think that's a huge key factor for those of us who've been able to chat so far, but really awesome to get them involved.
So quickly wrapping it up, folks, coming home event today at the Courtyard by Marriott in Mount Pleasant, 3 to 5 over on the west side of the region. And Greg, one last time about coming home on October 24th.
Coming home east is at Pierce Road Bar and Grill, 3 to 5. No cost. Enjoy hors d'oeuvres and also be eligible for a great prize if you register.
Hey, thank you guys all for the time this morning. Thank you for staying, for coming home, and for doing all you do, Greg. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks.
M&R Garage Door wants to remind you to get those home improvement projects done now before the fall weather hits. Now is the perfect time to replace that old garage door with an M&R door, or finally get a garage door opener. The pros at M&R can install a new garage door that'll work great and look fantastic for years. An insulated door will help you save on your heating bill. M&R can get your existing door ready for winter with new rubber bottom and perimeter seals. The pros at M&R can professionally install or repair any brand residential and industrial door or opener. Remember, at M&R Garage Door, service is their specialty.
If you're driving right now, chances are your car runs on gas, since 98% of Michiganders drive gasoline-powered vehicles. You should be deeply troubled to learn that Alyssa Slotkin voted to allow states to ban gas vehicles made here in Michigan. Slotkin took campaign money from a lobbyist who wants to ban gasoline vehicles in just 6 years. If Slotkin gets her way, her liberal policies would crush Michigan's economy. And when it comes to electric vehicles, Slotkin voted for hundreds of millions in taxpayer subsidies for foreign EV companies that then laid off thousands of Michigan workers. Alyssa Slotkin voted against our cars, our jobs, and our economy. Having Alyssa Slotkin in the Senate would be a car wreck for our state. She is too liberal and too risky for Michigan. Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. SenateLeadershipFund.org.
What's the most important part of a retirement plan?
Income is king because we all need income. And if you don't have an income plan, you don't have a retirement plan.
That's Kevin Ray, financial coach at Insight Folios. Kevin tells his listeners every week about the importance of income planning, minimizing taxes, and strategies to lead a worry-free retirement. Learn all about that and get your own complimentary financial review by calling 888-885-PLAN. That's 888-885-7526.
That wraps up this hour of the Art Lewis Show. Thank you to Greg Lamar, Max Stardust, and Amy Fee, as well as Katie Mora, to talk about our coming home events. Up next hour, I'm going to be joined by Mike and Molly. No, not the show. Mike and Molly from Thumb Bank. But first, the news.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Spin around.
Stay right there. A teenager floating on a piece of fence being rescued by sheriff's deputies in Tampa. and neighborhoods still underwater after Hurricane Milton. At least 16 people were killed, many still missing. CBS's Nicole Valdez.
Here on Fort Myers Beach, workers are trying to clean up what probably feels like a mountain of sand, all pushed in by the power of that storm. So tractors and heavy machinery picking it up, pushing it back towards the beach. You've got all these tables, what was once patio furniture for a restaurant that has just been flipped over and destroyed.
About 2.5 million homes and businesses in Florida still have no power. In the Middle East, an Israeli airstrike on central Beirut has killed at least 22 people and wounded nearly 120, some at a United Nations post. The BBC's Hugo Bechega is in Beirut.
It's the fourth time in recent days that UN peacekeepers have reported being under Israeli fire. Lebanon's state news agency said a watchtower at UNIFIL's main base in Akura was hit. The UN Secretary General, Antonio Guterres, said Israel's firing on peacekeepers was a violation of international humanitarian law.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky traveled to the Vatican today as he hopscotches across Europe to drum up support from allies ahead of a tough winter. CBS's Adam Matranga from Rome.
A statement by the Vatican did not specify what Francis and the Ukrainian leader discussed, but said that a subsequent meeting between the Ukrainian president and top Vatican diplomats centered around the state of the war and ways it could be brought to an end.
This year's Nobel Peace Prize has been awarded to a Japanese group of survivors of the U.S. atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Daniel Hogsta's group, the International Campaign to Abolish Nuclear Weapons, won the prize in 2017.
It couldn't have come at a better time and to a more important organization. And they know what the risk and the threat of nuclear weapons that we see in the world today really means.
Relatives of some of the 346 people killed in 2 Boeing 737 MAX crashes are expected to be in court today. Their lawyers will ask a federal judge to throw out a plea agreement with the plane maker. Loved ones call it a sweetheart deal. Elon Musk showed off his driverless robo-taxi at Warner Brothers Studios in Burbank, California last night.
There's no steering wheel or pedals. So I hope this goes well.
The cyber cab drove him across a studio lot. He arrived safely. It'll sell for under $30,000. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Protect your family, your phone, and your furry friends with life, electronic device, and pet health insurance.
This is Sonia with Feges Interiors, and I'm here to invite you to check out our recently renovated window treatment gallery. Along with custom draperies and top treatments, we now offer a range of America's most popular brands of blinds and shades like Hunter Douglas. We have an array of smart home compatible, energy efficient designs that are available at everyday low pricing. We can even cover those odd shaped windows with style. For over 24 years, I've helped my clients create custom one of a kind window treatments, and now I'm able to offer complete room design with Feges Interiors. Through December 1st, save an additional $75 per shade on select styles with motorization. Visit our website to schedule your complimentary consultation and enjoy 50% off professional installation. Or visit our ever-changing showroom at Feges Interiors, 4946 Burl Drive in Saginaw.
To keep high-quality, affordable food on the table, Michigan's agriculture industry is more important than ever. But the family farms we depend on are threatened by overregulation and activist judges who act like politicians by legislating from the bench. Patrick O'Grady and Andrew Fink understand and respect the rule of law. Judge Patrick O'Grady, a former prosecutor and state trooper, has worked to uphold our Constitution for 15 years. Andrew Fink, who served as judge advocate in the U.S. Marine Corps and on the House Judiciary Committee, has always defended the rule of law and our property rights. O'Grady and Fink have consistently shown a commitment to respecting our laws and regulations as they were written. Call Patrick O'Grady at 517-279-2494 and Andrew Fink at 734-255-9309 and thank them for their work to defend the rule of law in Michigan. Paid for by Michigan Farm Bureau Family of Companies and Greenstone Farm Credit Services.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Sunny skies and 58 degrees at 10:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Percha. A 53-year-old man has been charged in the death of a man killed in Flint 26 years ago. Police arrested Eric Dukes recently, accused of killing 31-year-old Shannon Holohan in 1998. Police say a recent tip to Crime Stoppers was able to move the case forward. Dukes was recently arrested on unrelated charges for allegedly unlawfully driving away in an ambulance. Police were able to recover DNA samples, which they say matched DNA samples taken from under the fingernails of the victim. Dukes also matched the description of witness testimony at the time of the incident. Police say Dukes killed Holohan and left his body behind Empress of China on the South Dorrit Highway. Holohan died of blunt force trauma. His Corvette also went missing, which was never recovered. Dukes was charged Thursday with felony murder. His next court date is pending. Flint police are looking for a 14-year-old girl who went missing September 27th. Aaliyah Giles, who goes by Leah, it was last seen in the 400 block of East Ridgeway Avenue on the city's north side. Police say she was wearing either black sweatpants or blue jeans, plus either black Crocs or gray and white Air Jordan sneakers. Giles is described as black, 4'9", around 100 pounds, with black hair and brown eyes. Anyone with information on her whereabouts is asked to call the Flint Police Department. A local elementary school received a grant to revitalize its community pool. State Representative Amos O'Neill presented Sherwood Elementary with $1.9 million from the state to update and upgrade Sherwood Pool. The pool closed 2 years ago due to structural issues. With the funding, the Saginaw Township Community Schools District will be able to purchase the necessary equipment to get the pool up and running again. Officials say it could reopen in up to 15 months now that the funding is in place. WSGW News Time 10:07.
Imagine a child, brave and strong, but facing a critical illness. Now, imagine the extraordinary care they receive at Covenant Children's Hospital. On Friday, October 18th, you can be part of that story at the 4th Annual Covenant Kids Gala held at the Horizons Conference Center. This elegant black tie event features a spectacular live show band, a delicious 4-course meal, and exciting festivities. But the real magic happens because of you. Proceeds support Covenant Healthcare and their mission to provide the highest level of care for our region's little patients. This year, your support goes even further. It helps purchase a state-of-the-art, voice-activated ultrasound machine for the pediatric ICU. Imagine the difference. Reduce stress for young patients, improved efficiency for the medical team, and better outcomes for every child. Be a part of this meaningful event. Visit covenanthealthcare.com/CK Gala for tickets and more information. October 18th at the Horizons Conference Center. Covenant Kids Gala, supporting extraordinary care for every generation.
WSGW News Time 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. Former President Donald Trump is rolling out more plans for tax breaks without offering details on how they would work and the impact they would have on the federal budget. In a speech at the Detroit Economic Club yesterday, Trump has vowed to make interest on car loans tax deductible. And in a video released Thursday, he's proposing to grant a key tax breaks to U.S. citizens living overseas. The proposals are an attempt to win support from car buyers who have experienced sticker shock in the past several years and an effort to court votes from Americans living abroad. Hundreds of thousands of older adults nationwide are hospitalized every year due to RSV, according to the CDC. Dr. Robert Hopkins, medical director at the National Foundation for Infectious Diseases, says that's why it's important for that group to get vaccinated.
I would expect a season more similar to what we saw last year. I would expect we're going to see increasing rates of RSV infection over the course of the next 4 to 6 weeks. We'll probably see sustained high levels of RSV through the winter. And hopefully as we get into springtime, late February, March, April, hopefully the numbers are going to start coming down.
The CDC says RSV leads to roughly 2 million outpatient visits among children younger than 5 years old every year. A Michigan State University researcher has received more than $394,000 from the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Natural Resources Conservation Service to develop a solar power-based irrigation technology, improving energy and water use efficiency. Yan-Suk Dong, an assistant professor in the MSU Department of Biosystems and Agricultural Engineering, leads the 3-year project. He says irrigation requires large motors, so if you can make the motors more efficient and reduce stress on the grid, you can increase sustainability of the operations. WSGW News Time 10:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. For today, we'll see a mixture of clouds and sunshine, breezy and warmer with high temperatures into the upper 70s. Northwest to southwest winds increasing to 15 to 25 miles per hour. Then for tonight, a slight chance for an evening sprinkle, otherwise partly cloudy, will drop back to a low of 43. Cooler for your Saturday, sunny to partly cloudy conditions with lower 60s for highs. And then rain becoming likely on your Sunday, a high of 57. Monday, any showers wrapping up early, 53. I'm meteorologist Michael Caro with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Right now, it's 51.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com. The Art Lewis Show is presented by Westside Decorating Center.
Good morning and welcome to the Art Lewis Show. It's Matt Felan with the Great Lakes Bay Regional Alliance filling in for Art this morning. And pre-warning, folks, you're going to get a lot of Matt Felan over the course of the next month. Art is out kind of that first part of November, so I'm going to be with you for about 7 days in the first half of November. And you know what, that doggone Art, he somehow picked election week to be out of town conveniently. So election day and the days following and whatever the results are, you're going to be with me. We're going to make sure we have some great guests to kind of talk about the results and what's happened. But I'm not going to lie, this morning's kind of cracked me up. When I host the show from the Great Lakes Bay Regional Alliance, we love to bring regional guests on to talk about things that are happening in the region, companies. As this hour, you'll hear from one of our great banks here in the Great Lakes Bay region. But it kind of hit me this morning. I'm joined here by Mike Debo and Molly Rauscher with Thumb Bank. So first of all, good morning, Mike and Molly.
Good morning.
Morning. Thank you.
I got to ask first, do people think you're a TV show when they hear you guys? Because you guys are like, you go to a chamber event, you're there together. We run Old City Hall, you're there together. Like, you're Mike and Molly. I mean, are you as popular as the TV show here in the region?
You know, we feel like we want to take credit for it, but unfortunately, we haven't made it big time yet.
Okay, fair. And, you know, Molly, just like the TV show, the real star is Molly, right? Of how this works.
Always.
So,
yes.
This Mike and Molly, Molly's definitely the star of the show. Correct?
Definitely. I mean, I don't want to get, too over the top on it, but definitely it's me.
But that's how we all say it too, just so we're clear. But I'm laughing though, because, I look over, and for you listeners, I'm going to age a bunch of us, but I see Coach Debo, the girls basketball coach at Bay City All Saints. I believe the coach of the year last year. But he also happened to be my high school basketball coach. But I'm laughing in the first hour. Greg Lamar was Saginaw Future was here. And I know him as Coach Lamar. He was one of the assistant football coaches. What did I do to have 2 hours filled with coaches who, when I was just a 16, 17, 18-year-old, chewed me out repeatedly? What did I do to deserve this?
I don't remember you getting chewed out, Matt. Just maybe it was more encouragement. But, you look back and, man, those were great days. And as a coach, I think the ultimate thing, Matt, is I'm so happy and honored to look at your career and your advancement, because that's what it's about as a coach. I mean, we look back and, during that time frame, but we always think we want to, mature, make people realize what they have in the future. And that's so exciting now to look at what your career has and how, you're involved in with your kids. And it's great to see any of my players from the past. And you just think, wow, where did the time go? But here we are.
It's crazy. So why don't we start here? I want to start with the big picture, and whichever one of you wants to take this. So for our listeners, can you talk about Thumb Bank, a little bit of its history, and what does Thumb Bank look like today? And I want to make sure that we're also getting the appropriate full name of Thumb Bank these days and how you operate.
Sure. Let me start. So we began in 1895 in Pigeon, Michigan. It was started by four partners. Over time, the name has kind of grown. It became, 1970, it was Pigeon State Bank, became Thumb Bank. And then over the years, we've continued to develop. And so obviously it started there. We continued to add offices. So in 1978, we acquired an office and opened an office in Cass City. 1989, we opened an office in Caseville. More importantly, in 2003, we came to Bay City, which was a big move for the bank, opening our office on Wilder Road, and then followed in 2007 with the Center Avenue location. And we continued to add in 2016 Bad Axe, and that's when, right about then, 2017, we actually changed the name to Thumb National Bank, became Thumb Bank and Trust as we know it today. And we continue to grow and open in 2002. We've opened our Marlette office. So we've kind of given us a lot of counties there.
So I want to start with the and trust, because I think people see different banks, credit unions, financial establishments. What does it mean when a bank like that also has that trust in their name? What makes that a differentiator between just a bank and trust?
So, one of the things that I think at that time, we're well-rounded, offer all the services that, traditional bank has. And I think at that point also, we became a state chartered bank. And so we wanted to change our name to establish that. So we're within, the state charter.
So the move into Bay City and Bay County was definitely big because it was out in the Thumb. It had that Thumb presence. And culture is a big deal at any organization. The culture of an organization, the culture of a bank, everyone can be a little bit different. And Lord knows, I think we have all seen as consumers a lot of changes in banking and credit unions, et cetera, over the course of the last 10 to 15 years. Our region especially has seen change. It is constant mergers, acquisitions, name changes. It kind of happens all over the place. What do you think creates the unique culture of Thumb Bank? And what did that move into Bay County really mean in terms of its growth and advancement?
Sure, I can speak to that. So we're very proud of having been around for the number of years we've been here. We have been the same bank since 1895 when we opened our doors. And it's nice as a community bank to see all of the things that we're able to do for our community. It kind of spirals into trying to grow the region that the next generation is going to take over. We really pride ourselves in taking care of the community and taking care of the folks who are in it. So when we moved to Bay City, it was a big move for the bank to come this way. And we're very proud of how established we've become here and all of the events that we've become a part of. For us, opening the doors in Bay City meant bringing it into this new corridor through the Thumb area. And so it was an exciting piece for us at that time. And we just continue to grow in this area and try and support the communities that we're in.
So is it fair to say, though, I think sometimes people hear Bay, Saginaw, Midland, Isabella, and you automatically think of the cities, right? You think of Bay City, you think of Saginaw, you think of Midland, right? But actually, when you look at the counties and the counties as a whole, let's just start with Bay County. Bay County includes Munger, it includes Linwood, it includes Pinconning. When you're outside of Bay City, the vast majority of the land in Bay County is farmland. Saginaw, same thing. Yeah, the city's great, township's fantastic, but you drive, out between the city of Saginaw and Frankenmuth, and you drive out towards Freeland and St. Charles and Hemlock and everywhere in between. Again, the vast majority of the land is farmland. That's in every community. Great communities, Shepherd, Coleman, etc. These are all communities that are just dotted by farmers and farmland. Yes. So when you moved into this area, don't you think to a big extent the culture really fit? That there's people may have a perception that the Thumb is so different than the four counties, but in reality, it's just an extension of the same culture. Just those counties happen to have those population centers, but at its core, these counties are still really agriculturally based, don't you think?
Yeah. So one of our biggest areas is our ag portfolio within the bank. So we take care of a lot of the farmers within our market. And one of the things that I think culturally is unique about us is our ag lenders, almost every one of them is an actual farmer themselves. So when they're looking at the land in our area, or they're taking a look at what the value of things are or how equipment is going, they have firsthand experience, or they're out in the fields working it as well. And that's something that's unique about our culture. So we bring it into this market, and we started to work with some of the folks who are farmers in this market. And our ag lenders are a part of that community. So that is, I think, fun for them. The camaraderie is there, and it really speaks to or works with how we care about the community and how we culturally fit into it.
Yeah, I love it. I always have thought, the state of Michigan under Governor Snyder years ago created these regional prosperity zones across the state, and were still known as what's Region 5, which was Bay, Saginaw, Midland. And then it partners with Aranac, Clare, Gladwin, and Gratiot County. So it's an 8-county region, which makes a lot of sense. But they put the thumb in the region with what they'll call the I-69 corridor, coming through from Port Huron all the way down to, say, Owasso. But it included Genesee and Flint. And for someone like myself, it just never made sense. I never thought the thumb culturally needed to be a part of a region with Genesee County and Flint. I just think those are two completely different worlds. And that 69 corridor that cuts through, yeah, I can see some of it, but I personally always thought the thumb fit a heck of a lot more, especially with kind of that Bay, Saginaw, Midland, Isabella. And you really kind of look at it, the cultures are the same. So it's fascinating, just kind of that perception that's out there that the thumb is somehow its own unique little world. And hey, I get it. It is. It has great pride, very small towns, strong community, strong sports, love. But at the end of the day, the economy and the talent functions together. And if you really look at it, don't you feel that the thumb is really an extension of the Great Lakes Bay region?
Oh, no question about it, Matt. And I think, to your point, when we were talking about that, and that's why I think our bank wanted to come to Bay County, was because how can we, continue to grow the bank and move closer to more, offer more products and more services to an area that was very similar to the market of the thumb. And as you mentioned, we have agriculture is a huge part of Bay County and this area, and we have a lot of great farmers, that are part of our bank. So we look forward to that opportunity. Was a great fit for everybody.
And speaking to that even further, we do a lot with small businesses in our market as well, which also stems from where it started in the thumb and then moving into this area. So we do commercial lending for our small businesses. We have support for those individuals who are helping support our communities too through the businesses that they're serving. And we have a great portfolio here in the Bay market that takes care of the people that you see every day. So the people that you see at sporting events who own businesses, who are working and living and thriving in our communities, we have a great portfolio with them as well through Thumb Bank. And that's something that's unique for us because we are a small community bank. We're able to service those people in a way that sometimes the bigger banks can't, because you can come in and you can talk to them like Debo or a Molly Rauschert, and we will take care of you start to finish and make sure that what we're doing for you makes sense for your business.
Great. Well, we're going to take a break, but when we come back, we're going to find out a little bit more about your product lines and just kind of talk about that banking and finance industry in general.
The holiday season is just around the corner, and MBS International Airport is your gateway to a joyful holiday season. Whether you're reuniting with family or visiting friends abroad, MBS International Airport has your travel plans covered. Book your flights now at mbsairport.org and make this holiday season stress-free and memorable. MBS International Airport. Save time and money and fly from nearby. Visit mbsairport.org today.
Had your family's eyes checked lately? Most insurances end at the end of the year, so if you don't use it, you lose it. Now's the time to get that annual exam you've been putting off. Having school-aged children's eyes checked can help treat possible issues with schoolwork and prevent other eye-related diseases. To make an appointment with Dr. Cox, Dr. Kazmarek, or Dr. Engel at their Saginaw or Hemlock locations, call 792-8686. Associates in Eye Care, caring for our patients as we would want to be treated.
It's a bedrock promise. You work hard,
and Social Security is there when you're ready to retire. Millions of seniors here in Michigan rely on Social Security, but Mike Rogers wants to take our retirement security away. Last time Rogers was in Washington, he tried to help his Wall Street backers privatize Social Security, taking over $500,000 from Wall Street, then pushing to take away benefits workers like us earn, to gamble them away. That's pure Wall Street, not Michigan. And that's pure bull. But Alyssa Slotkin has our back. She'll stand up to special interests, protect retirement security for working people, and make sure no one puts their grubby fingers on our Social Security. Reject Rogers. Stand with Slotkin. Paid for by AFSCME People, AFSCMEPeople.org, which is responsible for the content of this ad, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks open mixed, though the Dow rallied in early trading to record territory. There are more signs of inflation cooling. The producer price index for September was flat, but the report is not all positive. The annual reading rose to 1.8%, and the core reading for the year, excluding food and energy, rose to 2.8%. JP Morgan Chase shares are up more than 3%. The big bank is holding up even though the Fed cut interest rates. Wells Fargo shares up 5%. Its quarter was mixed, but like Chase, its earnings top forecast. Tesla shares are down 9% after its cyber taxi reveal. Ride companies are getting a boost because the launch of the fleet is not imminent. Uber shares are up 7%. Lyft is up 5%. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jen Coselda, invested in you.
Hi, I'm Martha Stewart. Every year, more than 4 million pets enter shelters here in the United States. My friends at American Humane have been helping animals since 1877. The goal is to ensure that pets have a safe shelter, especially during natural disasters. Adopting a shelter pet allows shelters to help more animals awaiting care. Please consider adopting today and take some time to learn more about American Humane's other work at americanhumane.org.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Good morning and welcome back to the Art Lewis Show. It's Matt Felan with the Great Lakes Bay Regional Alliance. And folks, once again, it is contest time. You have the chance to win a European getaway by entering keywords in the contest box at WSGW.com. Right now, enter this word to qualify for the random drawing. The word this hour is guide. Again, folks, that is guide, Guide. Go to WSGW.com and make sure you enter it into the contest box. The European Getaway is an Alpha Media company-wide contest. You must be 18 or older to play. One winner will be chosen at the end of the contest. Complete rules, again, can be found at WSGW.com. And the contest ends on October 18th. So, folks, this morning I am joined by the stars, Mike and Molly of the hit Bank, Thumb Bank and Trust. Not to throw you off with a television show, They come as a package deal. So like I said last hour, you can't help it. They come at you. Here comes Mike and Molly. Molly's the star. They're a package deal. So we kind of always have them together. So they're our very own Mike and Molly celebrities of the Great Lakes Bay region and the Thumb. And they're here talking to us about Thumb Bank and Trust. So next question I have for our listeners. Number one, if you're listening, sometimes I think there's some confusion here. Oh, Thumb Bank. Do I have to live in the Thumb to be a customer? They hear it and they go, okay, well, what kind of products do you offer? I think just sometimes, there's so many choices, and unless you know, you don't know. So first of all, how does someone open an account at Thumb Bank? But I think more importantly, what are the various business and personal lines of businesses that you guys offer at Thumb Bank?
Sure. let me just first touch, like I said, we're a full service bank, but I'm going to touch on, on the business side. So any type of business, we do lending to, small businesses, large businesses. It can be within our market, in our region, within the state. We offer on the business side, we offer line of credits to businesses. We offer term loans. If somebody wants to buy a piece of equipment, we'll finance that. Somebody's looking to build a new building or buy existing building, we'll do a commercial real estate loan. Same thing if you're a personal customer. If you're looking to, buy a new house or build a new house, we offer residential loans. You want to get a new car, we'll offer you, personal loans. So we have all the services on the loan side that any bank does.
So I have to ask the question because you brought it up. Okay. So you talk about a car loan right now, right? And interest rates have been moving for the last several years in one direction, but we finally have seen a pause on that. We see interest rates now going down. We saw a half point from the Fed.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's some anticipation that interest rates could move down again. What do interest rates really look like right now in terms of car buying, in terms of home buying? What are you guys seeing in the market right now? Just a ballpark, what is your assessment right now of interest rates? And I'll go one step further. Is it having an impact? Are people buying less right now because of interest rates?
So I would say we see a little bit of both of that. So there's not a whole lot of available housing on the market. And so we still have a lot of pre-approvals that are happening and people coming in that would like to buy, but there isn't a lot of inventory. So what's happening is we're doing pre-approvals and people are looking. We've seen an uptick in construction because people are building at this point. As far as vehicles are concerned, I don't think we've seen a slowdown in purchasing at all. Which is nice on the lots. You're definitely seeing more vehicles available than what we had for a while. Interest rates have been a topic of conversation for quite some time. And like you said, we're anticipating a lowering again, or there's been talk of a lowering again even before the end of the year. So we'll see how that shakes out. If you're looking generally at what interest rates look like, mortgages for residential are in the sixes. Vehicle loans have been in the sevens. We'll see if these change as things get moving forward. And then as far as our commercial side is concerned, also have been in the 6 to 7 range, just depending upon what we're looking at, the terms, what we have coming at us at that point.
I can tell you, just speaking firsthand, I'm going to hold off a little bit on that car loan. And it's interesting when you talk to the dealers, they're now like, oh, well, you can get this 84-month loan. And I'm like, 84 months? That sounds like a lot of interest. And I know that their intent is to try to get your monthly payment down. But that monthly payment over a longer extended period of time can oftentimes sound irresponsible because it stretches out so long. So you are seeing more cars than lots. And I do think people are second guessing a little bit or driving a little bit more. Mm-hmm. Do you think, from your standpoint, that we need to keep seeing these interest rates go down? Because the report that I saw yesterday showed inflation now at the lowest level in the last 8 years. Mm-hmm. I have a hard time with that a little bit because you go into a store and you're like, why are 2 cupcakes $2.29 for Hostess? Like, that seems really high still. But they say inflation's going down. And so when they say inflation's going down, it seems like the Fed's in a position where they're going to continue to lower those interest rates. Do you think at this point, from what you see from that banking perspective, do you feel like inflation is getting off people's shoulders or the market a little bit and it's time for those rates to go down? Or are you still worried about that dance we're having between, hey, inflation's high, so maybe those interest rates need to stay high? What do you see? What's that right balance right now?
I think as you hear that, because we're hearing, right, that the Feds are going to make adjustments going forward. So when you anticipate that, you definitely want to see those rates come down. And I think, as you said, I think people are anticipating some cuts in the rates. We don't have that crystal ball. We don't know. It could change, but I think, as we continue to move forward, we will see some rate adjustments because we were coming off a cycle, when you go back to COVID, where rates were so low and the Fed was probably going to move rates, and then COVID hit and rates has held its own. But we've seen the cycle in the business industry be maintained and everything throughout all this. So I would say as a consumer, you're anticipating, you hope to see rates come back down. Will they come down a tremendous amount? Maybe not, but there will be some softening in the rates, I would anticipate.
Yeah, I would say the same. You're just trying to stabilize what's happening with loans and lending as a whole. And I think that they've done a decent job overall with it. I mean, we talk about things in the economy like employment's at an all-time low, or unemployment's at an all-time low right now. And so I just think what we're doing is, or has been working to some degree. Yes, it has paused some buying, or maybe it has made you second guess, do I really need that brand new vehicle? You do, Matt, you do. But I just think part of that, what it was supposed to do, has been happening. And I do think that if things come down a little bit further on the interest rate side, I don't believe that it'll be bad for us as a whole. And as a banker, we definitely want to lend more. So we like to see the rates at a level that our consumers are comfortable with as well.
Yeah, I think there's that line between not talking people into bad investments.
Yes.
When you saw that housing crisis of kind of that 07, 08, 09 and what happened there, I remember during that time, there were areas of the country that were encouraging people to pay interest-only home loans because they convinced them that their homes would increase in value so much that they would make out in the end. But looking back at the irresponsibility of kind of some of the things that were happening in the housing market, can you imagine anything where you just paid interest only and never paid down principal? It's hard to believe that we've gotten ourselves in that situation. So when I've heard some of these longer term car loans that some institutions are floating and trying to work with people, I get it. They're trying to sell cars and that's their job. And I understand that people want people to loan. But at the same point, if you're going out 8 years on a car loan, it's a lot of interest you're paying. And it's also a proposition. If something goes bad with that car at year 6, now you have 2 years, if you don't have the right warranties in place, et cetera, that you're underwater. So these are always really challenging times. So this discussion's helpful. I think people want to hear this. They want to have these conversations. So here's what we're going to do. We're taking another break. When we come back, we're going to go a little bit lighter and talk about the role of Thumb Bank in the community and the things you guys care about and how you give back here in the region and in the Thumb.
I have with me Jeff Carrick from M-Care Choices, formerly Medicare Choices. Jeff, I'm understanding that there's big Medicare plan changes we need to look forward to.
Yes, all Medicare beneficiaries will receive a letter in the mail from their current carrier around the third week in September, and it's called the ANOC letter, and that's the Annual Notice of Change. Huge changes to everyone's drug plan for next year.
Now, when you say huge, there's like 3 times as many people possibly facing changes this time as compared to a normal year, typical year?
Yeah, more than ever before. They're saying 90% of all Medicare beneficiaries will be shopping their plans for next year.
Jeff, when does Medicare open enrollment begin?
The annual enrollment period starts October 1st through December 7th. Now, on October 1st, we can sit down, we can talk with clients about their plans, but we can't actually take applications till October 15th.
Do you have Medicare questions? Get a hold of Jeff Carrick, M-Care Choices, formerly Medicare Choices of Saginaw.
Give us a call at 989-899-7820. Again, that's 989-899-7820.
Bring your little ghosts and goblins for a one-of-a-kind trick-or-treating adventure on October 13th from 12 to 4 p.m. Explore the Bay County Historical Society. Meet historic characters and collect treats. Tickets are just $5 per child. Then for adults, 21 and over, step back in time on October 24th from 7 till 10 p.m. and meet the figures who once walked the streets of Bay City. Tickets are $20 and includes one drink. RSVP now for both events at bchsmuseum.org or call 989-893-5733. Mutually beneficial.
Synergy. Enlightened self-interest.
There's lots of philosophies and jargon out there, but I'm just going to say it plainly. When your business joins the Saginaw County Chamber of Commerce, you get something and the Chamber gets something. You get promotion opportunities for your business. The Chamber gets a new member, which strengthens our network.
You get leads and connections to grow your business. Your business becomes a chamber connection to share. You get discounts and special offers from other chamber members. Your business shares discounts and special offers with the chamber. You get access to policymakers and legislators who set business regulations. The chamber adds your voice to our collective voice, making it loud enough for them to hear. And beginning October 1st, if your business invests in a chamber membership for next year, we'll give you the rest of this year for free. See, it's simple. Join the Saginaw County Chamber of Commerce. It's a win-win. SaginawChamber.org, elevating our community through business since 1863.
Fuel up and save big at your local Forward Shell convenience store. With Shell Fuel Rewards, every fill-up puts more savings in your pocket. That's right. Just by filling your tank, you're saving money every time. And this month, when you fuel up at our giving pump, you're not just saving, you're giving back. A portion of the proceeds from every gallon pumped will go to support the Boys and Girls Club of America, helping kids in our community grow and thrive. So swing by Forward Shell, save on gas, and make a difference today.
An important message from Byram Healthcare. If you live with diabetes, you know how challenging and painful it can be to manage your blood sugar. Whether you have private insurance, traditional Medicare, or Medicaid, that can all change. If you inject insulin or have hypoglycemic events without insulin, you may qualify to receive at little or no cost, less copay and deductible, a continuous glucose monitor. It provides blood sugar readings with no uncomfortable finger sticks. It alerts you in real time to potential spikes and lows with your blood sugar levels. Byram Healthcare has been named Best Overall Diabetes Supply Company 4 years in a row by Verywell Health. We carry all major brands and will work with your insurance to get your CGM approved. If you have diabetes, call a U.S.-based Byram Healthcare specialist now. See if you qualify and end the finger stick.
Call 888-912-9434. 888-912-9434. That's 888-912-9434.
Broadcasting online courtesy Stormmaster Exteriors. And from the Stormmaster Exteriors studios, this is WSGW.
Good morning and welcome back to the Art Lewis Show. It's Matt Felan with the Great Lakes Bay Regional Alliance, joined by the illustrious Mike and Molly from Thumb Bank here today. And we're talking about the banking industry and really about Thumb Bank in general. And so, Molly, I'm going to turn to you. Sure. Thumb Bank is a generous community supporter. You get involved in every way possible, looking at that kind of time, talent, treasure. When you look at Thumb Bank and how you really engage in the community, number one, why is this important to Thumb Bank as an institution? But number two, how do you guys give back and how do you really get involved here in our community?
Sure. Well, first, we're honored to support so many of the local organizations within our community. We all know the importance of giving back, and we like to do that through financial donations as well as volunteering. We look forward to getting to know our organizations in our communities. We support our schools and local businesses, and we're excited to continue to do that as this year goes on and into the next. As a community bank, most of our core deposits are local. So our business and personal loans are made to local businesses and people that we see on a daily basis. So it's pretty easy to turn around and say, yeah, we'd like to support that. Or yes, we'd like to come out and volunteer at that, because they're people that we see regularly within the community as well as within our banking establishment. One of the ways that we give back that's a little bit unique, we host what's called field days. And so each year we put together a field day for our farming communities. We partner with some local equipment dealers who bring out their latest and greatest in tractors and tillage equipment for demonstrations. And the events are always held at the end of July to mid-August, and they take place in a wheat stubble field. So this event, it started in Pigeon in the early 90s and then moved into Bay City in the 2000s. And what we do is we get a handful of our farmers in the area together. We feed them lunch. We let them take a look at the equipment or try it out and kind of have a camaraderie that's happening at that point in time. So it's something that we like to do that gives back to some of the folks that we see in our community that are part of the farming community. And that's just one of the ways that we do that. Mike can tell you a little bit more about some of the others.
Yeah.
Within the community.
As said Matt, we'd love to get out in the community and see our customers, and our customers want to ask us questions. But, for example, we take part in Wednesdays in the Winona Park and the concerts. We're giving out free ice cream. It's just little things. We're quite active in different things. The Optimist has their camel races are coming up this weekend. The triathlon that, as you and myself are both members for the Bay City Morning Rotary, we just want to get involved in that and get out in that community and help support, our customers. And, people see us and we're just, the same. And it really opens opportunities for you when you see people, because they might say, hey, I'm thinking about getting that new car, or I want to buy a house. Well, just come in and see us, or I want to open an account. So it's about giving back to the community, giving back to the future. A lot of the things are, we do with the kids in the community. So we want to give back because they're the future too.
So I love how you talk about community, because for the customer, I think this is important, right? You guys are a community bank. And I think sometimes people hear, ooh, the big old bank, right? And you see how it can be, in cartoons and on television of, we're going to the bank. It's not going to go. They're going to tell me no. But reality is, this is person to person. Mm-hmm. You really give that personal touch. What can a customer expect when they come into a Thumb Bank branch and they want to sit down and talk about, hey, this is what I need in life. This is where I need help. How is that community piece? How's that personal touch really look for someone who right now is considering, hey, maybe I need a new bank, or I'm looking to open an account? What can they expect in terms of that personal interaction with you at Thumb Bank?
Sure. So we know our customers on a personal level. So when you come in, we know about your kids. We know about your family. You might see Coach Debo out at the field, or you might see me out volunteering at the high school game tonight in the concession stand if you're looking for something good to eat at Western.
Oh, I will be. I will make my way over.
But what happens is we get to know you personally. So sometimes people will go through life and they'll have hiccups. There are times in life that aren't as lucrative or don't go as well for them. We know you on a personal level. We work with you on a personal level. You come in, we listen to what you have going on. We listen to your needs, and we're there to help you. Additionally to that, both of us have customers that will text us at home and say, hey, I have this going on. What do you think about it? And we're happy to take care of that for you too. Your families are part of our families when you come into Thumb Bank and Trust.
Yeah, and I love that because, like I said, I think sometimes those times can be scary for people. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of consternation. And I think too often people get in their own heads and they have that fear, and they're afraid to ask for help, or they're afraid to know what resources are available. And say, hey, sometimes we need that loan. Sometimes we may need those extra 12 months. Sometimes we run into that spot in life where mm-hmm. things aren't always perfect, and you're there to help. And so I think what's great is people need to know you have to go and have those conversations. And from what I'm hearing, when you go to Thumb Bank, you can be rest assured that you're going to deal with a member of your local community that's empathetic, that's sympathetic, and that can really relate to who you are. And that's what we talked about, culture.
Absolutely.
And I think that's where that kind of falls in, mm-hmm. Because you have that thumb culture, that farming culture. It is very personal. And I'm guessing, and I just have to ask, I'm guessing your staff loves having those relationships. They love knowing their people. They love seeing their people. That it probably makes it a great place to work too, doesn't it?
It definitely does.
Yeah, it definitely. When customers come in, they're greeted. They feel welcome. And as any type of line of business that you're in, you are that trusted advisor to your customer. And we want them to feel welcome when they come in, that we can talk whatever on their mind. It may not even be business, not even be personal. It might be just, as Molly said, just we know what their kids are coming in. Bring your kids in, and we'll give you a sucker. Or we'll take care of you. We want to be there because we are here in the community, and we want to take care of our customers.
That's great. We're going to take one more break. But when we come back, I'm going to pick your brains and use your expertise to get maybe a little bit more advice and guidance for our listeners.
Better access means better care. That's why we're making it easier to find the care you need when you need it. With our growing network of providers, we've enhanced your access to care with features like online scheduling, virtual visits, online ER check-in, and more. All designed to save you time and put your health first. McLaren, your care, our commitment. Find the care you need at mclaren.org.
The old saying, the bitterness of poor quality remains long after the sweetness of low price is forgotten, applies today now more than ever. There are home improvement bargains everywhere, but are they really bargains? Hi, this is Greg Reamer. At Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, we believe that a true bargain is a quality product that provides years of trouble-free service. At Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, we believe in the products we sell, and we sell products to fit all budgets. After all, we have been selling and servicing the Tri-City area for 66 years. 66 years of replacing water heaters, faucets, toilets, bathtubs, sinks, cabinets, furnaces, sump pumps, and all other plumbing, heating, and cooling products for our customers. Our customers come to us for professional work and to find the best value when shopping for new products for their home or business. When you plan to invest in new plumbing, heating, or cooling products for your home, remember Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, your plumbing and heating neighbor for 66 years.
Any way you spell it, Reamer means quality.
Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort proudly presents Mr. Las Vegas, Wayne Newton Live. Friday, December 27th. It's an evening of storytelling and video and song from the ultimate Vegas insider. Tickets for Wayne Newton start at $30 and are on sale now at Soaring Eagle box office or etix.com. 65 years of Las Vegas memories from the Midnight Idol. December 27th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Don't miss Wayne Newton Live. SoaringEagleCasino.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. I've helped many guys with ED in my 12 years of practice. But now you can get world-class care for ED 100% online by going to hims.com. So what are you waiting for?
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy.
Hi, everyone. If you or someone you know were diagnosed with lung cancer or mesothelioma, listen up, because you could be entitled to significant compensation. We have legal professionals standing by right now to take your call, and they'll tell you if you qualify for a cash settlement. Call 800-570-0200. That's 800-570-0200. Call now and find out how much money you could potentially get.
Advertisement sponsored by Legal Help Center. May not be available in all states.
Liam Storch up for Carson Harmer. PJ Forgione nearly tries to mess those way. Storch scores! Liam Storch out of nowhere! The Saginaw Spirit host the Kitchener Rangers tonight at 6:50 on 100.
Good morning and welcome back to the Art Lewis Show. The Art Lewis Show is brought to you by our friends at Westside Decorating Center. Visit them at 5789 State Street in Saginaw Township. My wife and I have been there a few times recently. Wallpaper. Great selection of products, impeccable service. Go visit them at Westside Decorating Center. So I'm here with Mike and Molly. We've been chatting everything Thumb Bank, kind of the banking industry, community banking, etc. But you guys are experts in this field, and I kind of want to take an opportunity for our listeners. When you think about your customer, you want them to have life success. You're not looking to potentially just, sometimes it's transactional. They need a quick loan or something really fast, need that car. But really with your customers, you're looking to guide them to lifelong security and prosperity. As you look at that, what advice do you have currently for folks? 'Cause I know I see things where people aren't saving enough money. They're not focused on retirement enough. They're not looking at their kids' education. They don't kind of have that rainy day fund.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the advice pieces you have just kind of in the industry, and maybe even some products that you offer that you know, like, come on in and talk to us about this. This will give you and your family that security you need.
So I would say, first of all, starting. So you're taking the first step by thinking, okay, what should I be doing for future me? How should I be getting there? What are the things I should be doing? One of the things that we do offer at our bank is a financial planner who will actually walk you through start to finish where you're at in life, what you have as far as investments are concerned, what you have, and what that looks like for what you need to do or how you need to prepare for retirement further down the line. So she's a great asset. Kim Martin does an excellent job with that. She'll sit down and talk you through the whole thing. Additionally, with that, we like to take a look at it when you come in to either start a business account, or if you're looking to open a commercial line of credit, or if you're looking to do just personal deposits, or if you're looking at CD rates, things of that nature, we like to look at your whole picture and say, okay, here's where you have a really great thing going on, and here's where we could help you improve it. Maybe we can put you into, we have a jumbo money market product that's earning high interest at this point in time. Or maybe it is looking at a line of credit to get you through a time that maybe you don't have as much capital as you'd like to have at this point. You need something to get you through this season of whatever it is that's taking you to a level where you're trying to find comfort.
So I want to build on that, Mike, because I'm going to say this respectfully, Coach. You got us maybe by a little bit more life experience. That'll be the term that I use.
Okay.
So you've seen a little bit more. When you look back, what do you wish someone maybe would have told you that said, hey, here's something that I should have done or should have looked at? There are listeners going, hey, you know what? That's great advice.
Looking back, and thank goodness, my parents made me open an account. I had an account, and as a kid growing up, I also had a paper route, and as many kids did. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen anymore. But so I learned a little bit by that. But then as and this is part of the cycle, I would say, if you have a son or a daughter, and as they move on and either graduate from college or go to trade school and they start their job, you want, that person wants the money. But, one of the things I learned is back in my early career, somebody said, open this, 401k or talk to a financial person and just start to put money away. I would probably say, I wish I probably could have put more away, but you want to have that money to spend. But if you can start at a young age, it truly makes an impact for you throughout your career. So if you have that opportunity, get your son or daughter a account, and let's get them the idea to start to put money in. And as they move into their job and their careers, that they can have that opportunity, as Molly alluded to, get with a financial investor that can really help you to plan you out, for the future. Because, eventually those cars come, purchasing a home comes. And if you're a business owner, it gets you familiar with the whole banking process.
So Molly, we have like 15 seconds. Where do people go online to find you, find your branches, and go find Thumb Bank?
So you can find us, Mike and myself, located on Wilder Road, right across from Meyer. And we both are there 5 days a week. So you can come in and see us there, or you can find us online at our website. You can see all of the products and services that we have to offer out there at this point in time. We are happy to have you come in, though, and sit down with one of us and go through what you're looking for or how we can help you.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. You guys go have a great weekend.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks, Matt.
For over 25 years, Linex has been the only place to go for quality spray-on bed liner.
But did you know Tri-City Linex is now ProLine Coatings? They offer rust-proofing and undercoating too. Their exclusive process will keep your new or used vehicle protected.
That's great news. Now, the guys at ProLine Coatings have the only wax-based, rust-proofing, and military spec undercoat to ensure years of protection.
And right now, get $100 off on a rust-proof and undercoat package.
ProLine's rust-proofing process is wax-based. No long-term dripping or mess to clean up later. Rust-proof your car, truck, or SUV and protect it year-round.
Get $100 off on a rust-proof and undercoat package today. Tri-City Linex is now ProLine Coatings, and they're located on Wilder Road in Bay City. Give them a call at 989-671-9820.
Get a lifetime warranty with no yearly touch-up required.
Again, ProLine Coatings number in Bay City is 989-671-9820. That's 989-671-9820.
If you're driving right now, chances are your car runs on gas, since 98% of Michiganders drive gasoline-powered vehicles. You should be deeply troubled to learn that Alyssa Slotkin voted to allow states to ban gas vehicles made here in Michigan. Slotkin took campaign money from a lobbyist who wants to ban gasoline vehicles in just 6 years. If Slotkin gets her way, her liberal policies would crush Michigan's economy. And when it comes to electric vehicles, Slotkin voted for hundreds of millions in taxpayer subsidies for foreign EV companies that then laid off thousands of Michigan workers. Alyssa Slotkin voted against our cars, our jobs, and our economy. Having Alyssa Slotkin in the Senate would be a car wreck for our state. She is too liberal and too risky for Michigan. Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. SenateLeadershipFund.org.
That wraps up this edition of the Art Lewis Show. I want to thank Mike and Molly from Thumbbank for joining me this hour. Up next is the Focus program, but first the news.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Steve Kathan. The scale of the destruction from Hurricane Milton in Florida is sinking in as people who left their homes come back. CBS's Christian Benavides.
Residents in Florida returned to get their first look at the destruction caused by Hurricane Milton.
This is home, and it's gone. Home is gone. So home ain't home no more. So yeah, I'm very emotional.
Yamile Barrio says she's lucky to be alive.
Thank God nothing happened to us. There's more people that's worse than us.
The storm, which also spawned a series of tornadoes, scattered boats, ripped apart homes and businesses, and left entire communities underwater.
The hurricane is blamed for at least 16 deaths. Major theme parks in Florida reopened today. Something went wrong hundreds of feet below the surface of the earth in an old Colorado gold mine. CBS's Carter Evans tells us an elevator used by tourists had some sort of problem.
One person died, and we have no information about who that person was or how that happened. We know a couple other people were injured, and then they brought in rescue teams and experts to take a look at this lift and make sure it was okay to bring everyone else up, and they did that last night.
It took several hours to get those 12 people out of the mine safely. CBS's Weijia Jiang is on the presidential campaign trail where it just gets busier for Kamala Harris and Donald Trump.
Today, Trump will hold a rally in Colorado expected to focus on the border. And this weekend, former President Bill Clinton will campaign for Harris in Georgia as he targets voters in the rural South.
Now to the Middle East, CBS's Deborah Patta has more on Israel's latest airstrikes aimed at Hezbollah targets in Lebanon.
The strikes happened deep in the heart of the capital, the deadliest attack since Israel began hitting central Beirut last month. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has threatened the devastation seen in Gaza on Lebanon if its people do not stand up to Iranian-backed Hezbollah militants.
Israel's military says it's conducting a review after 2 UN peacekeepers were among those hurt in southern Lebanon. A grassroots Japanese anti-nuclear group has been awarded the Nobel Peace Prize.
A global movement arose whose members have worked tirelessly to raise awareness about the catastrophic humanitarian consequences of using nuclear weapons.
Members are survivors of the World War II A-bomb attacks in Japan. Here at home, the government says prices at the wholesale level were unchanged last month. It's seen as a further sign inflation is easing. And on Wall Street, the Dow is up nearly 300 points. The S&P is up 30. NASDAQ is up 45. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Ready to fall in love with your dream home? Join us for the HBA of the Great Lakes Bay Region's Fall Parade of Homes. Tour stunning new homes October 5th, 6th, 9th, 12th, and 13th. Get inspired by the latest designs and innovations from our top builders. Proudly sponsored by Dow Credit Union, Horizons Bank, Tech Lab, and Kirkland. Visit HBA-Parade for details and map of homes. See you there.
The holiday season is just around the corner, and MBS International Airport is your gateway to a joyful holiday season. Whether you're reuniting with family or visiting friends abroad, MBS International Airport has your travel plans covered. Book your flights now at mbsairport.org and make this holiday season stress-free and memorable. MBS International Airport. Save time and money and fly from nearby. Visit mbsairport.org today.
while you're comfortable inside your home or business. The weather takes a toll on your roof. Wind, rain, hail, UV rays, and the heat of the sun cause premature failure of your shingles. Everyone loves to save money. If you have an aging roof, don't spend a lot of money on replacement. Get a Roof Max shingle treatment and get some peace of mind. Get more life for less money. Guaranteed with Roof Max, a powerful fusion of science and nature. Call Ben today at 859-6751.
Unleash your inner ghoul this October with the eye-poppin' payday at Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Every Friday from 12 p.m. to 9 p.m., one lucky winner each hour will grab a skeleton hand and scoop up eyeballs. But beware of the spiders. It's a race against time, cobwebs, and creepy crawlies for the chance to scoop a share of $20,000 cash. Only at Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Real fun, real friendly. Visit Saginaw-EaglesLanding.com for complete rules and details.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Mostly sunny skies and 61 degrees at 11:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Percha. Police and fire departments in Saginaw are looking for volunteers to participate in the city's arson watch around the Halloween holiday. Historically, the city had trouble with fires being set on a night known as Devil's Night, using the evening before Halloween. Since the city began its arson watch, however, those numbers dropped drastically, with only 3 confirmed arsons in the past 9 years, according to city officials, and had rebranded the night as Angel's Night. City residents have volunteered to keep their eyes and ears open for any suspicious activity, to report it to 911. Groups of volunteers patrol sections of the city on October 30th and 31st, either on foot or in vehicles. Anyone interested in volunteering or even donating can visit the Saginaw Arson Watch Facebook page or contact a local neighborhood watch group. The Midland Business Alliance is now accepting nominations for the Athena Award. WSGW's Christiana Malacara has details.
The Athena Award honors individuals who demonstrate outstanding leadership, community service, and a commitment to mentoring women in leadership. The award has been presented over 8,000 times globally since 1982. Nominations will close on October 24th to recognize those leaders making a difference in our community. Nominees must achieve professional experience and excellence, given back to the community, and supported others, especially women, in their leadership journey. To submit and review the application, visit Midland Business Alliance at mbami.org. This is Christiana Malagata, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
The City of Midland invites residents to weigh in on the Emerson Park Master Plan through a new survey on their website. The initiative allows users to review preliminary design plans based on previous public input. Feedback can be submitted till October 25th at 5 p.m. Visit cityofmidland.gov/eCityHall for the survey. WSGW News Time 11:07.
Had your family's eyes checked lately? Most insurances end at the end of the year, so if you don't use it, you lose it. Now's the time to get that annual exam you've been putting off. Having school-aged children's eyes checked can help treat possible issues with schoolwork and prevent other eye-related diseases. To make an appointment with Dr. Cox, Dr. Kazmarek, or Dr. Engel at their Saginaw or Hemlock locations, call 792-8686. Associates in Eye Care, caring for our patients as we would want to be treated.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
WSGW News Time 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. Some West Michigan organizations are helping out with hurricane relief in Florida. Grand Valley State University and Spartan Nash are collecting non-perishable snacks to send to Florida. The university will be collecting the snacks ahead of its home football game this weekend. Spartan Nash is preparing to use its transportation network to get these shipments to North Carolina. Michiganders who plan to fish this fall will likely catch at least one fish that's been tagged by the DNR. If you do, the DNR wants you to tell them about it so they can use it to learn more about Michigan's fish population. Lake Michigan Basin Coordinator Jay Wesley says the info helps researchers understand fish survival, age, growth, and movement.
It could be a jaw tag or an anchor tag that might have a number on it. And if you go to our Eyes in the Field, you can enter that tag number. That'll help us out with research on these fish.
Wesley says the DNR has been marking and tagging Michigan fish since the 1990s. Are we in for another mild winter in Michigan? According to NOAA's Climate Prediction Center, there's a 40% chance that most of Michigan will have above normal temperatures from January to March. The state could also see higher than normal levels of rain, sleet, and snow. There's a 40 to 50% chance the state has above normal precipitation for that same time period. However, the 2025 Farmer's Almanac is predicting frigid temperatures in the Great Lakes region. The coldest outbreak of the season is expected during the final week of January. WSGW News Time 11:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. For today, we'll see a mixture of clouds and sunshine, breezy and warmer with high temperatures into the upper 70s. Northwest to southwest winds increasing to 15 to 25 miles per hour. Then for tonight, a slight chance for an evening sprinkle, otherwise partly cloudy, will drop back to a low of 43. Cooler for your Saturday, sunny to partly cloudy conditions with lower 60s for highs. And then rain becoming likely on your Sunday, a high of 57. Monday, any showers wrapping up early, 53. I'm meteorologist Michael Caro, the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently 58 degrees.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com. Focus is presented by RoofMax. That's RoofMax with 2 X's.
Good morning and welcome to the Focus program. It's Matt Felan with the Great Lakes Bay Regional Alliance filling in for Art today. Before we get into Focus, though, folks, it is contest time. So let's get to the 11 o'clock hour. It's your chance to win a European getaway by entering keywords in the contest spots at WSGW.com. Right now, enter this word to qualify for the random drawing here at 11 o'clock, and the word makes completely sense considering the giveaway. The word is luggage. Again, folks, our 11 o'clock hour for the European Getaway Contest. The word is luggage, Luggage, luggage. This European Getaway is an Alpha Media Company-wide contest. You must be 18 or older to play. One winner will be chosen at the end of the contest. You can find those complete rules and enter your keyword at WSGW.com. And the contest ends on October 18th. So with that, it is time to focus. And for you cat lovers out there, this is your program today. It is time to talk about cats, which I know everyone will love. I am joined by Crystal Burdett, who owns Cozy Cats Cafe in Sanford. Good morning, Crystal.
Good morning, Matt. Thank you so much for having me today.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have to start, I'm going to ask, big picture. What exactly is Cozy Cats Cafe?
It is a lot. So I will let you know it's a duplex with 2 addresses. 328 is actually a registered animal shelter. It doesn't get any government grants or funding. How 328 makes its payments is by 330, which is basically just me. We have 37 local artists from the age of 6 years old all the way up to 81 years old. We have their local artwork in there. We do classes. We work with a lot of neurodivergence, which is a fancy word for autism. I'll say special characteristics a lot because that's how I like to define everybody. We do wonderful things. We have classes. We actually even have a tanning, red light therapy, a sauna, massage chairs and back. Most people don't realize that, but I had to get creative to pay for all the needs for the animal shelter. The dry food, the litter, the insurance alone is ridiculous. So
So I got to tell you, this
Yes.
is one heck of a story. So let's kind of break it down. Let's start with, you talk about it's two different addresses and there's 328. So let's talk about 328 first.
Yes.
And you say it's an animal shelter.
Yes.
So is it all animals or is it just cats at this point?
It is just cats. The reason is because they're all adoptable. I work with a nonprofit, and the reason I'm in this game is to help complete families. In one ways by, either completing them, with 330 and some of the stuff we'll talk about there, or 328 and bringing their perfect forever, feline, into their home just to make their family complete. So
I love it. So they're adoptable. So
yes.
First of all, when you say it's the shelter, how do you get the cats? Do people now know that you're there? And if they find a stray cat,
No.
or how does it work where you get your animals?
I love you guys, but please don't do that. I work with a nonprofit and they bring me the cats. That way we have a good partnership. I cover, I don't ask for anything for the nonprofit to be there. I don't take a dime actually, even from the adoptions. All of the money that I make to cover it literally just goes from the small fee that we charge to go into the cattery, and you get a complimentary beverage, things like that. It's actually one of the largest cat cafes in the whole United States of America as well. It is a separate ventilation system, even from the cafe itself. So you can be completely allergen friendly on one side and, cuddle with the kitties on the other side.
Wow, that's just amazing right now. So right at this second.
Yes.
How many cats are currently listening to us on the radio on Focus today? How many do you have there?
Unfortunately, only like 15 because I keep adopting them out like crazy. I am zoned up to 25.
Oh, wow.
However, spay and neuters are hard to keep up with me. So as soon as we get more spay and neutered, I'll get more kitties in. But honestly, they don't stay very long. But in my defense, they honestly adopt themselves out, and I just pay the bills.
So what's fascinating? So if you're listening and you have a cat, this isn't the spot where you can just drop the cat off. So Crystal works with a nonprofit. What if you want a cat? What if we have someone listening that wants to adopt a cat and they really want one? Can they work with you on that? How does that work?
Absolutely. You come in, and what you do is, like I said, there's a small fee, and that's the only way that I cover the cost. It's $8 if you're 55 and over, or if you're a student, and that includes a teacher. If $12 if you're anywhere in between. So you'll do the small fee and you'll sign a little liability waiver, lawyers and all. And then you'll go over and you'll fall in love with a cat. And the great thing about this is you get to see their personalities. I mean, they are so wonderful. None of the cats fight. There's no food aggression. I have literally thought about everything from a separate room for their bathrooms to hiding spaces above and below, just to make sure they're all comfortable. Constantly have dry food out, so there's no food aggression, but they still get wet food in the morning and at night. So come and cuddle with them. They're in a great mood. They're loving. They're friendly. They're ready to be adopted.
So for everyone listening, if they want to do that, is there a website, a Facebook page? Do they just stop by? How do they find you?
Cozy Cats Cafe. We're on Facebook. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram. We are, we have a website, cozycatscafe.com. We're getting out there. We're getting out there.
This is great. So Crystal, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come
Absolutely.
back, let's talk about that 330 address and the services that you're doing working with those in the autism community.
Fantastic.
This is Sonia with Feges Interiors, and I'm here to invite you to check out our recently renovated window treatment gallery. Along with custom draperies and top treatments, we now offer a range of America's most popular brands of blinds and shades like Hunter Douglas. We have an array of smart home compatible, energy efficient designs that are available at everyday low pricing. We can even cover those odd shaped windows with style. For over 24 years, I've helped my clients create custom one of a kind window treatments, and now I'm able to offer complete room design with Feges Interiors. Through December 1st, save an additional $75 per shade on select styles with motorization. Visit our website to schedule your complimentary consultation and enjoy 50% off professional installation. Or visit our ever-changing showroom at Feges Interiors, 4946 Burl Drive in Saginaw.
As a mom of 3, I'm responsible for big decisions impacting my family. Last year, we needed to replace a few appliances. Imagine my surprise when I learned that some places are banning gas stoves. Now, new government auto mandates mean we could pay thousands more for our next vehicle. We need more energy and more choices, not fewer. Learn more at energycitizens.org.
Paid for by the American Petroleum Institute.
It's the Stormmaster Exterior Studios of WSGW. And WSGW is online with Stormmaster Exteriors.
Good morning and welcome back to the Focus program. This is Matt Felan with the Great Lakes Bay Regional Alliance, filling in for Art today here on Focus. And I got to tell you, folks, one of the things I love about Focus is that no show is ever the same. And we really get a chance to hear from a wide variety of different organizations and entities that are doing things here in our community. And today's unique. I'm not going to lie. Crystal Burdett, who owns Cozy Cats Cafe in Sanford, is here. And that first segment, we talked about her duplex in 328 and its work as an animal shelter. But it has one of the most unique stories I've ever heard, which is what she does on the 330 side, where she generates income to pay for the costs of the animal shelter. And so you were referring to it briefly in that first segment, that it's a place for local artists, those that have, and you use a very
special characteristic
term. Yeah, we often know it as the autism community.
Absolutely.
And they come in and do art. Can you explain directly what happens at 330 and how do you generate revenue from these activities that the 330 address?
Well, it's not easy, but I believe a little bit from a lot makes a lot. For those who know me, know I came here a little under 5 years ago with $1 to my name, no car. I didn't know a single soul here. And I actually moved to the Women's Shelter House for Domestic Violence, which is why I partner with a lot of things like that. And actually, the Monday is my first domestic violence support group for women. And that's one of the reasons I have an animal shelter rather than am just a nonprofit, because I help too many people, but it's the way it's supposed to be. So it's a place for people who don't have a place. And I'm definitely the underdog to those individuals who think they can't do anything, because if I can do it, anyone can do anything, because there's nothing special about me, really. So I was trying to find my place. I found investors. I found a lot of people to believe in me. I actually had to get a variance in Midland County, which wasn't easy. I actually took a bus from the shelter house to town hall meetings and door to door and business to business until I finally got a variance to allow me to do the animal shelter on 328. So 330, we have the local artist. We do a 25% commission from any local artist. That helps cover some of the cost. We do classes, and that helps cover some of the cost. We take 25% of the classes. It's less than any other one, and any of the other places do. It's usually a 30% commission, so we take a little less because a little bit from a lot makes a lot. We do different things. We like our neurodivergent game night, which was amazing. Our next one is on the 24th. The cafe was full. It was incredible. And I didn't put an age limit on it because it's a 4,700 square foot building. You've got kids on one side, you've got adults on the other side, and you've just got some mixed in between. It was incredible. And honestly, the kids left between, I would say 7 to 8, but the adults between 12:30 and 1. We had such an amazing time, met so many incredible people, and it's making such a difference.
So when you talk about this, I mean, this is such a unique venture.
Yeah.
I mean,
yes.
I even when I heard about it and I read about it, I was like, wow, there's a lot to unpack here, a lot to fully understand.
Yes.
Do you find it difficult to have something that's so unique that just it's really kind of the only
thing like
only location of this kind? Or even when you talk about the word cafe, what does cafe mean so everyone understands?
Well, we do have bubble teas, coffees, things like that. We work through our health department regulations. However, to get our full food permit, we're going to need a few more things, which is financially based on my part to get permits. I need to find a plumber to say, hey, I'm a certified plumber, but I'll help you. It's a little harder though, because I do so many things. Nonprofits can do one thing. They can do either domestic violence, they can do animals, or they can do autism. You don't see anyone doing all three, but all three resonates with me, and I'm making a difference in all three. So actually Monday I paid my 12th payment on the building. So I'm definitely proof. If you want to do something, do it. We just do so many things.
So Crystal, I have to ask for those that are listening and they go, okay, this is a dynamic story. Someone who is a survivor.
Yes.
Someone who's had to overcome
cancer, domestic violence.
Someone who loves cats, loves animals, right?
I love not only animals, I love people. Like I do. I don't hate anyone. I do not hate anyone. You don't know what anyone's going through. I try to put so much love and light out and treat people the way I want to be treated wholeheartedly.
So, Crystal, for people that love who you are and your vision, how can they help? Like, what are the type of things that you need that will help Cozy Cats function well? Do you need monetary assistance? Do you need help with supplies? You talked about the talent of plumber.
Yeah.
Tell our listeners, what kind of help are you looking for right now, and how can they help you?
I need people to come visit us. I need to be able to make a difference in their lives and adopt rescue kitties. Monetary, of course, is always great. We do have PayPal, we do have Cash App, we do have Venmo. You really never hear me asking for monetary, although we desperately need it. You'll hear me asking for like dry food. You'll hear me asking for other things, but we do desperately need it, especially to get through our winter months. Because I say we, but it's just me.
Sure.
And remember, I had $1 to my name, did all this without a single grant, and lived in a shelter 5 years ago for domestic violence.
So, Crystal, I can guarantee there are people like my friend Kelly, who Kelly loves animals more than she loves humans.
A lot of people.
If she and those people are listening, can you give some specific kind of items when you say dry food?
Yes.
What are some specific items that our listeners can listen to now and can come and deliver to you? What do you need so they can get you
Grain-free
through?
dry food, Intuition, Purina Pro plan, American Journey dry food. I buy a higher quality dry food. It costs me more money. It's out of my pocket. But when you get rescue kitties, they're not always in the best health, even though smart, they do a great job on, bringing them healthy. But I'm saying even when they come to them, they still got some work to do. So we give them the best quality food that they have. Birthday parties, book a birthday party. Listen, you can't beat our birthday party deal. And I mean, you can't. I bring in pizzas, breadsticks, and salad bar. You get cake and an ice cream bar with like 7 toppings, cattery visits, and a venue for 2 hours for $250. And we do it all. You just show up. But once again, I believe a little bit from a lot makes a lot. So book a party, help me out monetarily. If you're a licensed plumber, come in and maybe help me, because I have to stay at the at N330. It's zoned for residential. I have to make an area residential for myself. Number one, because I can't afford not to live there. Every dime I make goes to the animal shelter. In fact, I don't make any money. I will take loans out of my Jeep and things like that. Now the business is doing well as itself, but there's so many costs that even though it's doing okay, it's still overwhelming for one person to do everything that I'm doing, even though we've been doing it for a year now.
Well, Crystal, if there's one thing I can tell you I have learned about the Great Lakes Bay region through the last 10 to 15 years and beyond, is that this is an incredibly giving and generous community. And I can tell you that there are people listening right now that love you, that love the story, that love your resilience, that love these cats. They want to help. Remind them again one more time, where can you be found in Sanford? Where can they find you online? And give them that information so that this assistance can come your way.
We are 330 East Saginaw Road in Sanford, Michigan. We're Cozy Cats Cafe on Facebook, Cozy Cats Cafe on TikTok, and I'm desperately trying to get up to 1,000 followers. We're not very far away, so please follow us on TikToks, because the TikTok lives can be huge for me. We're on Instagram, Cozy Cats Cafe. Like I said, book a party, check us out. We have adult paint and sips, kids paint and sips, neurodivergent game nights, domestic violence support groups. I mean, we're a place for people who don't have a place. Come see us.
Well, Crystal, pleasure meeting you. Thank you for coming in this morning, and good luck to you on all your endeavors.
Thank you. I
Take
appreciate
care.
you. You too.
Sunday, October 13th, stop out to the Sawmill Pub and Grill and watch your Detroit Lions take on the Dallas Cowboys. Detroit Lions kicker Eddie Murray will be on site for an autograph and photo session starting at 3:30 prior to kickoff. This event, brought to you by Garber Buick, includes prize drawings and a 50-50 raffle to benefit the Covenant Center for Autism. The Pub and Grill will offer $1 beers for every Lions touchdown, with complimentary appetizers and an Eddie Murray trivia contest at halftime. Go Lions!
When you're ready for checking that earns interest and gives you perks, Merc Perks Plus from Mercantile Bank is here. With a competitive interest rate and perks like travel services, cashback rewards, and identity protection, Merc Perks Plus has everything you need for your busy lifestyle. Merc Perks Plus also offers discounts on consumer loans and access to almost 40,000 fee-free MoneyPass ATMs. So when you're ready for perks, Merck is here. Learn more at merckbank.com/merckperks plus. Member FDIC.
Fuel up and save big at your local Forward Shell convenience store. With Shell Fuel Rewards, every fill-up puts more savings in your pocket. That's right. Just by filling your tank, you're saving money every time. And this month, when you fuel up at our Giving Pump, you're not just saving, you're giving back. A portion of the proceeds from every gallon pumped will go to support the Boys and Girls Club of America, helping kids in our community grow and thrive. So swing by Forward Shell, save on gas, and make a difference today.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Pass thrown over the middle, caught by Manning. He breaks 2 tackles. Here goes Manning off to the races. The 30, the 20, the 10. He will take it all the way. Second touchdown today. Saginaw Valley, R.J. Manning.
After a convincing 63-14 win in Northern Michigan, the Cardinals of Saginaw Valley State University keep the road trip going as they visit the Roosevelt University Lakers this Saturday. Game day coverage begins at 1:30 on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Willis for Perek in the slot. Tries to get a shot up. They score with 5/10 of a second. It's Mangoni, and he ties the game.
Tune in this Saturday as the Saginaw Spirit host the Kitchener Rangers at 6:50 on 100.5 FM WSGW.
It's time for the market update and ticket tick from Baird & Company in Saginaw. Here's David Anderson. What's the market doing today?
Hey, good morning, Jonathan. Currently, stocks are setting new highs driven by major banks' third quarter results. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 335 points at 42,790 on volume of 193 million shares, whereas the NASDAQ is up 43 points at 18,325 on volume of 334 million shares.
What tip do you have for us?
Today's tip is a reminder that Monday, October 14th is Columbus/Indigenous Peoples Day, a federal holiday. So here's what you need to know. The U.S. stock markets, including the New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ, will remain open and follow a regular schedule, as will Michigan's Secretary of State. Most businesses, including UPS and FedEx, will be open, though some locations may have modified services and/or hours. The bond markets and most banks will be closed. However, bank ATMs and digital banking features will still be available online or via your bank's app. Some electronic transfers, including ACH and wires, will not be processed, so you'll want to plan accordingly. Bottom line, before you hit the door on a mission on Monday, you may want to double check that your plans are not impacted by the holiday. As for us here at Baird, we'll be back on Monday with a financial tip for you.
Now, how do listeners find you?
You can give us a call here in Saginaw at 790-5724.
Well, Mr. David, we hope you have a good rest of your day and have a good one.
You too. We'll talk to you Monday.
That was David Anderson with Baird & Company. We'll be back with the Farm Show after this.
You're not in the habit of leaving yield in the field. You don't let the acres hold out on you. No bushel of corn gets left behind.